them. You kind of don't want to hear. But why do all men want sex? Like all men are the same. They're not up front. They just want sex. She goes, some are up front and they just send dick pics all the time. Just dick pics, dick pics, dick pics. I was like, really? And I've never heard of this. And maybe you have. She said some of these cats send them with a ruler.
Yeah. Your question should have been centimeters or inches.
Good morning to some, good afternoon to most, good evening to those of you across the pond watching the show. My name is Jason Miles, and welcome to another episode of This is Revolution Podcast. If you are new to the channel and are enjoying what you see so far, please hit the like. Don't forget to hit the subscription bell so you are notified whenever we go live. And welcome to our Saturday free show. Usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do This is Revolution. We do it for about an hour, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific time. But on Saturdays, we start way earlier. Well, for me. And we go as long as we feel we need. We hide nothing behind a paywall. Ain't that right, Tucson?
That is right. Back to you, Jason.
Well, if you guys are liking what you see and you'd like to show support, you can support us by becoming a patron. We have access to all of the champagne rooms, movie nights, and you can participate in the Mau Mau Hour with the one and only Pascal Robert. For as little as $3 and make it all be yours. Now, if you don't want to make the monthly or yearly commitment, what do we have for the people in Tucson?
$30 for a full year of This is Revolution at the patron level. A full year. $30. Best deal online. That will give you access to patron-only shows, call-ins, movie nights, and more.
And if they don't want to do that, what can they do to help support the show?
They can subscribe. They can pay monthly. $3, $5, $10.
And they can
also send Jason D pics.
Jesus Christ.
With rulers.
The amount of dick pics I'm probably going to get in the inbox now with rulers.
Hell yeah.
Isn't there a song, What It Feels Like to Be a Woman? I will know. I will then know.
You will then know.
That's what I need to know. I've never understood sending a dick pic because I always thought what? First of all, I'm way too insecure. And then
Bad bod, small rod.
You know, dad bod small. I'd probably try to take it with like a fisheye lens or some shit like that.
Oh my gosh. I think Frenchie in the green room. Okay. So I think the idea of a dick pic is supposed to be.
Oh God!
Sorry.
I just saw.
What did you saw?
I just saw Frenchie. I thought she was peeling
Frenchie going nuts in the
vegetables.
green room.
I
know. I thought she's making a salad.
Yeah, she's not. Well,
she's not.
I haven't tossed my salad. Oh my God, she's putting it all in the This is the show that is probably going to get demonetized. So right now, if you guys have a question that you're going to want to send to, I'm looking up Frenchie. You got to stop because I will be on the first thing smoking to Detroit. I don't even care if there's a man in the house. I will challenge him to a duel like it's 1745. Slap that man with a glove and say, "You, sir, are not worthy of this woman." The sad part is I really wish people, I don't wish people can see, because then it would be a free-for-all fight for people on the first thing smoking in Detroit. Southwest will be like, we can't handle all these flights. Frenchie, have you ever been to Mexico? I live by the beach. Leave it at that. But the voice you hear with no face is the headless, faceless voice of reason. M. Toussaint, please welcome M. Toussaint.
Hello. Welcome to our second Valentine's Day show. Thank you for indulging me.
So for people that don't know, Toussaint is the one that puts these shows together. She is truly the super producer. I believe whenever she puts a show together, that's Black Girl Magic.
Yay!
That's what it looks like. Speaking of Black Girl Magic, he is my homie, my co-host, my dog. He is the man of the Mau Mau Hour. He is the Pascal Robert. Pascal, we can see the green room.
I'm not sending this episode to my mom at all.
People can't see, and I'm not even going to tell you what we're seeing in the green room, but I just want you to know that I'll be doing shows remotely from Detroit soon. That's the only thing that matters.
Wow. Oh, wow. It's like that, yo.
Well, I mean, this is what it is. This is what it is. It's the look on her face as she's doing it, which is, I'm going to cry in a little bit. I'm gonna shed a bit of a tear because it's that face right there where you say, you go here, just say I do. Just stop playing around.
Wow.
And just say I do.
We are moving fast on the gravy train of red zone right now, and this
That's the kind of face that has you texting all the time. From where you at? Look in the bathroom. God damn.
We couldn't even break the ice.
I can't see you, woman.
By the way, peace and greetings to the chat, peace and greetings to the audience, peace and greetings Jason Miles, peace and greetings M. Toussaint. And where are we going on this train wreck already, man?
Oh my God. Andy
Not
Williams says put it on Patreon. Like, yeah, this whole show will be on Patreon because it's gonna get, if she starts miming shit the way she's doing in the virtual green room. This is like a how-to video.
It is.
This is like your 12-year-old dream come true where you're trying to watch weird porn between those lines on cable.
Oh,
Like,
stop it!
What is that, a foot? I think that's a nipple.
It's an elbow.
It's an elbow. Everybody know Pascal knows that too. That is not lost on Pascal. You've definitely tried to watch between the lines. You and your younger brother were trying to figure out what that was. Is that a leg?
She's so silly.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, Toussaint, I will let you introduce our guest since you brought this love demon onto the show.
This love demon.
This is gonna be like those. Is this gonna be like those Playboy shows? Like, you know how there's a Playboy channel on satellite radio where it's just women telling stories that aren't true at all.
Okay.
It's gonna be like that, but she's gonna be telling the truth. She's checking the mic.
She says yes. Well, I would like to introduce our guest for today, Frenchie Davis. She's a sexologist, a sexual abolitionist, and she has an MPH. She's also hiding a banana. Let's find out what all that's about.
Please welcome Frenchie Davis.
Oh my God!
Hi, Frenchie.
This is what's been going on the whole time in the virtual watching this show.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I don't think I'm prepared for this.
I like them golden. I'm living my life, right?
Damn.
No.
Is that what Jill Scott meant? Sell this merch.
I was like, do I here? Playing with options, y'all. I'm playing. You know,
Nothing like a woman with options.
The best option.
That's
If a woman ever grabbed my member and did the snake as she grabbed it, that's when I would know that was the one. And then they ask, like, "How did you know that was the one, Dad?" Well,
wow.
She
This is how I
grabbed my
met your
throat and
mother.
started singing
That's why
Control
he
into it.
Right. Like,
Would you like to tell us what that is?
Yeah. Me and Pascal have no idea what that is.
does the audience recognize this?
It's a wishbone.
Deluxe, nerve ending, having salacious. And this is, you yep, baby doll. Pascal.
He looks so scared. Why does he look so scared?
I'm sure your tongue does. I'm sure your tongue has been. I keep seeing wishbone. You do wish you could bone it. You do wish. Purple blood.
Is that a clitoris and
3D clitoris, like my 3D penis? Yes, this is the 3D clitoris, size of the actual organ. This is really what it's all about. And
Steve knows what it is.
this show is moving so fast.
Steve jumped up like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme. It's a clip.
Right? I know you're used to just sitting right here, but behind that is all of this.
Now, how do I get to the other? How do I get to that stuff?
This is
how do I get
all
to
the in the right place, right? Put it there. Like, yeah. The iceberg beneath. That's right. We're all
The iceberg beneath. I've never heard that term before.
the autumn leaves. Hook me up. This is, this is the lovely. Yeah.
Toussaint,
Mm-hmm.
before we get canceled for dancing phalluses and clitorises on the screen, there were some questions that you and audience members had for Frenchie. Are you prepared with those questions?
I was. I'm a little distracted now.
Distracted.
Are you distracted? Sister, I get it. We all get distracted sometimes. We've all been
Sometimes.
Yo, this is moving so fast. Is it me or what?
We're just getting started.
Frenchie thinks I'm joking about coming to Mexico. That's the funny part.
Well, I'm building a home in Mexico. So, we...
Oh, well, look, building a home and a nigga having a place right now is two very different things. Like, I'm not waiting for you to lay the concrete.
Opportunity in between,
Yeah, you can say, oh, maybe you build it closer to here.
Dictates. Oh, Andy dictates.
Andy, we're professionals. Andy, we call them dick appointments.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, please.
Absolutely.
What is a sex abolitionist? I thought the goal is to have more sex. Do you want to abolish sex?
Apparently not.
Not a sex abolitionist or a sexual abolitionist. So we've all been intentionally miseducated about our sex and our rights. So as a sexual abolitionist, my aim is to help sexual oppression, repression, and suppression. So I work to help people get free of those things so they have a wonderful, beautiful, sexually invigorated, and healthy life.
Does that mean that you're just going to try to peg me?
Oh.
if you like.
Okay.
What is she saying?
Let me put it. I'm about to bend over on these here internets. Patriarchy now. We can patriarchy. I'm mad.
Yeah, she talk about putting an end to the patriarchy. She gonna put an end to it.
She put an end to the patriarchy right there.
So,
She fucking lulls you into submission with all the fucking, dick acrobatics, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're like, whoa! It's a scene from Oz.
We put a tip to it, right? I give you a peg in the patriarchy.
Frenchie, may I ask another question?
I'm putting his hands up like he's in school.
Would you consider yourself a sex positive feminist?
Oh, but I a sex positive sexual abolitionist. Yeah. I'm a abolitionist feminist. So I've been the imprisonment of people at all. I believe in the restoration of people. So I would say a lot of people think like, feminism is like, religion. There are all different types of feminists. There are carceral feminists, there are abolitionists, there are womanist feminists, there are anti-black, like there are all types of feminists, just like there are all different sects of genes.
Speaking of sexual restoration, can we pretend that my junk is this old house and you just restore it back to?
Oh, sorry. What a
It's Saturday. Saturday. We had
Frenchie.
a bunch of questions. Toussaint is trying to get questions for this show for what, about a month. So
About a month.
let's stop making jokes and start getting real.
Do we have to stop making jokes?
No, I'm probably not gonna.
Yeah, never mind. I'm not either. So
Like, I'm out of
Looking at-
here.
Looking at Pascal's scared face. Pascal, you are legitimately look frightened right now.
Pascal.
The amount of people that are probably going to slap ham to this episode.
Slap ham.
I hope they
Slap.
slap more than just hands. Just to slap.
Just
Someone-
I can't stop. For those that are going to be listening to this show on the audio only, do yourself a favor and watch it, because you are missing.
You watch.
There's so
Maybe some
There's-
people should come to my blowjob class. I think it's a blowjob class that I do for all bodies. It's certainly not this, but like everybody should be really educated on blowjobs. And just the nuances, right?
Speaking of blowjobs, can you move the microphone a little closer to your face? The microphone.
The microphone.
This is a very serious question, and even though we were supposed to be taking super chat questions only, I'm going to take this question because I think this needs to be addressed, because many men have been pee-pee hole burned from this silly internet phenomenon. Frenchie, there was a woman that went viral on the internet, and it worked its way into a movie with a girls' night with actresses. Grapefruiting, is that a real thing, or should we
shit? Yeah, it's one of the strangest things to put around their sexual or no.
So don't put a grapefruit.
No, I mean, citrus and acidic is, it's just not friendly. Of all the things that you could put there, I looked up yes, no, maybe list. Right? There's if you Google yes, no, maybe list, it'll give you everything from A to Z can do sexually, and you give one to your partner and you fill it out, and then you exchange it, and then you're like always surprised at what your lovers are willing to do or are in. Look up your yes, no, maybe list.
Are you guys getting a little choppy audio from Frenchie right now?
Yeah.
Your audio
Still choppy.
What did you do? Did you switch back to the thing?
I did nothing of the sort.
Because now you're like the max headroom of blowjobs.
The audio. Well, are you running other programs in the background?
Oh,
all the other programs
nothing's
are off.
running. Yeah,
Restream is
it's
sensitive.
just us.
It's a deep state.
It's just our little orgy.
Max head game. Other max head.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
I should have taken an edible before the show.
Choppy fellatio.
Choppy fellatio. Big no.
Gotta go gentle on her.
I was not ready for this at all.
Pascal, what would you do? Like, seriously,
What were
Pascal.
your expectations, Pest?
I just thought we were going to have a conversation about dating and intimacy and this general kind of just normal terms. I was interested in talking about gender relationships. I was going to ask some questions about relationships in the age of the manosphere, incels, crisis of masculinity. What do you think about Kevin Samuels? I had a lot of questions lined up, and I'm not gonna lie, I rarely get knocked off my feet on this show. I was knocked off as soon as you came on the screen.
Well, this still thing. This is just the foreplay. We can. There's room to grow.
I understand. I'm just scared now.
Oh, Pascal needs to be held.
Use that fear. Use that fear. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to try. So, Frenchie, let me ask you a question, if you don't mind. And I just want to say, I am open to sexual liberation, if you will, or sexual abolition. I just have never engaged in those kind of conversations publicly or in the context of this show. The question I want to ask you is that what do you think are the main institutional causes of sexual confinement amongst people, male or female? What are the institutional mechanisms that preclude sexual liberation? May I give you a metaphor, if you will?
Hit it.
As you can tell, I'm a black male. I have a good friend of mine who is also a black male. And we used to have this debate all the time about black women and their sexuality. And he would say to me that black women are not as sexually open as white women. I said, I don't believe that, because the best sexual experiences I've ever had have always been with black women. And then he said, well, I disagree with you. And I said, well, what makes you think that black women are not as sexually open as white women? He said, because the black church has a role in breeding sexual conservatism among them that you don't get with white women. What do you think about his answer?
I think there is there's a, they used to say, the pinky toe, the white girl, she then she had sex with you, and the black girl would have sex with you, head. Historically, again, we have all been, miseducated sexuality, and so that means all ethnicities, all races, and we're starting to turn the corner, right? More about exploration, and think been informed that we are born sexual beings, right? In your mother's womb, you had 9 months, you were in there masturbating, pulling on your shit, and you have nobody else to talk to. It's just you and him, good. Because you're to be an any, we had not had those, is what I identify as Christian misogyny. Yes, we have certainly lived through and survived Christian misogyny. Everyone can recognize the fast girl, but nobody recognizes it or violated. So it's problematic with that. We seek, relationship advice from a pastor who has, no training, relationship development in sociology, biology, physics. And then because he is forced and require a relationship that he too does not want, certainly he's going in a relationship that you're not happy with, and it becomes problematic when we're reiterating, unhealthy, suppressive behaviors. You can't go to the church. Why? If God is love, why can't affection in the church? We're still working on the mic. I see there's some low latency, and we are going to. So we're going to work on that.
Oh, is that a message that we got here?
We're going to take Frenchie off the screen for a little bit because there's some serious audio issues that we're having. So Pascal and Toussaint, can you guys talk for a second while I try to fix this?
Okay, I'll be less scared now because Toussaint is here.
Aww. So, I mean, that's interesting where you guys left off. Well, what do you think of her answer so far?
I mean, I think she's kind of agreeing with me that there are some institutional mechanisms that can affect people's sexuality, and I really, by the way, I was actually kind of acting. I'm not scared. I'm not a prude.
Sure.
But I appreciate that as a Black woman, she is open enough about her sexuality that she can engage in this profession, because I in my peer groups, I have known many, not only Black men, also Black women that have talked about difficulty in intimacy issues. And largely a lot of it is when I talk to these folks, a lot of it comes down to issues about the church. That certain women were told that, like, nice girls don't, we don't do this kind of stuff, or we don't do that. And there's certain things we just don't do. And a friend of mine who was an academic, was also a gender studies scholar, she would also talk to me about literature, talking about how a lot of the respectability politics that came out of the 19th and 20th century about Black women and their sexuality was rooted in combating the racist stereotype of Black female promiscuity that was being perpetuated in society. Because, as you may know, there is this historical 3 prototypes of the Black woman. There is Sapphire, Jezebel, and Mammy, right? Sapphire, the kind of like sassy, kind of back-talking Black woman. Jezebel, the kind of this sexual temptress, and Mammy, the kind of like buxom, suckling Black woman who will appease all the problems of white folk. And what she was saying is that the tropes of those three positions in the era of like the women's club movement required Black women to have a very conservative approach in terms of respectability and the sexuality of particularly poor and underclass Black women, and tried to police their sexuality in ways to combat against the stereotypes of Black female sexuality being rooted in something deviant, kind of like just all kinds of other stereotypes of that nature. So one of the things that I wanted to get to with Frenchie is that, like, how much does all of this history and all of these institutions and all of this baggage influence contemporary racial sexual dynamics amongst Black women, particularly whether they are with or without Black men. So that's something that I kind of wanted to I think she can still hear the show, so maybe we'll get into it. But again, as people are are noticing, right? Fear of female sexuality is not simply limited to Black women. This is something
Right.
that, and as a matter of fact, which is interesting, is that a friend of mine who had a friend of mine who was Greek, and she would say that that all of the things that you're talking to me about Black women, I can tell you in kind of Greek village society, these same types of conservative and stigmas and all of these things existed in traditional village Greek life. So what is interesting is that some of these pathologies that we reduce to just being about race and racism, or what some would call white supremacy, can be rooted in class and patriarchy and a variety of other factors that are not exclusively limited to race. But again, that doesn't diminish the fact that because of the nature in which Black women are introduced into American society through racism, etc., colonialism, and slavery, that the agency of controlling their sexuality is profoundly going to be diminished, more so than even, a European village or peasant woman in the 19th century, and whether it be Greece or Poland otherwise. I don't think we should make the false equivalency of those dynamics. But Frenchie, I've been doing a lot of talking. I hope you.
I see, and you holding it down. Thank you. Is this clearer for everyone?
That's better. I think for me.
It's better.
Okay. Yeah. So interesting that there's a lot of conversation around, the sex of women. When this is across the board, this is not gender specific. Men have been into levels of dishonesty about who they are as sexual beings, pressured into engaging into sexual behavior I'm not ready for. When I think about how many men that I've come across and sexual experience was sexual violence through a babysitter or a caretaker, and then we lie to them and say, well, you're a man now because you were sexually violated, and when no, and then you find that those same boys don't know how to deal, because they can't trust them because their first experience was a sexual violation. So around the board between all men and women, actually, it's better that we have a level conversation, about the impacts of and oppression for all people, no matter how.
Right. So I think your point, which is very well taken, is that there is no color barrier to sexual trauma, and there's no gender barrier to sexual trauma,
No.
and that there can be a correlation between sexual trauma and the inability to experience sexual abolition, or I would say abolition of sexual frigidity, if you will, and be able to open yourself and have your best sex life, if you will, and experience as you want. That those traumas and problems can definitely correlate to having a very, very closed and preclusive sex life that, you can't really get in touch with yourself.
Yeah, and not only that even the notion of penetration, right? So when we have this notion that sex, or you have women holding their sex like with a bounty on it, so to speak. I gave you sex, even though, right? So this imbalance that we've created, that somehow dowry on our body and not consider it transactional, right? So when you're having a sexual debut, because there's no such thing as virginity, right? That's just construct construct. Virginity only meant that you were of marrying age. The only thing virginity meant that you were at an age that you can now get married. And then we do this physical engagement, right? So everyone can have a sexual debut, no virginity, right? So then we get into this transaction between partners and lovers that becomes very inequitable. You know, well, I've taken you out, I've spent all this time, so now the transaction needs to be sex. And having invested, you know, these feelings, and so then I and all more money, so I can't give you sex, right? And it becomes this very transaction rather than this is the lover that I want to engage with. Period. You know, and meeting someone who say a wealthy asshole. Why would I want to sleep with you just because you spent money? So that should never be reason that you want to engage sexually, you know, unless you're doing sex work. But let's not make this transactional. Let's just say, let's call it what it is, you know, engage with you intimately. And then, you know, everybody can.
Well, you know, that's really interesting because now you're really coming into our ballpark on this show because as socialists, Marxists, Leninists, leftists, anti-capitalists, whatever term you want to use, we don't stick to labels in terms. But our politics are we realize that a lot of the problem with this is rooted in the fact that politics and capitalism and political economy basically limit people's options. And when you're talking about the transactional nature of sexual expectation and how that ties into patriarchy, you're really coming into a point that's interesting to me now because, as I told you earlier, I wanted to talk to you about the manosphere because one of the things I'm noticing is that in the contemporary online moment that we're in with these YouTube personalities who are using terms like high value man, what's her body count, like say like and you know what's her wealth? Are you an alpha male or a beta male? All of this kind of like reductive, transactional. Some of it is almost kind of like eugenic discourse,
right? And so, because there is an algorithm and sexually divisive speech, that I'll continue to send you sexually divisive speech, right? That is looked at as a type of truth because that's what you keep seeing. Then your perception becomes your reality. So yeah, you have, you know, people again who have no expertise outside of being able to speak real like you're a traditional preacher, right? If the preacher will believe it. So same thing for someone on YouTube or TV. You know, people are gonna believe it. You speak assertively. I know how to speak like I know what the faith is. So but can I back it up? I can back it up. I can back it up with the Masters of Education in Human Sexuality. I can back it up with over experience working in my field. That's going to be different. So when people who you know help somebody pick out a tie for a living and saying the truth, okay, but what have you compared what research have you done to validate his so-called truth? And the problem is we're not engaged in, you know, the realities that globally, you know, marriage is declining globally. Thing that's not a Black woman thing, it's declining globally. France, only 2.2 people out of every 1,000 get married. Only 2.2 out of every 1,000.
Frenchie, give us 1 second. Let's try. I sent you a message in the private chat. Let's see if we can fix this audio thing, because it's sadly every time you're going on these really great rants, we can't hear it because the audio's going in and out. So read the message I just sent you in the private chat, and see if that'll fix it. I do find this part of the conversation very interesting. As I've been in the background troubleshooting this audio issue, so we get your messages, guys. Please, you don't have to send it anymore. Because I was on a date last night, and that was actually part of the conversation that I felt that relationships, friendships as well, are extremely transactional. Every part of friendship, and I've said this before on the show, is transactional. Like, back in the day, you went out with your friends. If you didn't have enough money, and your friend, oh, don't worry, I got you. Give me next time. That was the relationship that you have with friends. And now it's, you go out and, Venmo you right now. Make sure we're commodifying every part of the relationship, even the way people look at their partner. It sounds more like someone's buying a washing machine than meeting someone. There's a list of pros and cons, and it's like, Jesus, can you just meet someone organically and see where it goes from there? Or do you have to have all these caveats?
I don't know. It also feels like there's so much to hide. You have to look like you're having a great time. Like you just finished parasailing and you're hopping onto this date.
Yeah, that's remember we talked about that, where I was like, what do I have to offer any of these women? They're all doing yoga on top of a mountain, or parasailing, or they're drinking wine at some fancy place. Does anyone want to hang out on the couch and watch movies? No.
They're all lying. I told you that. They just don't want to seem like needy or clingy, or like they don't have lives. And that's what that's about. Trying to position yourself as the most attractive, and that comes with having a life. They're lying. I promise you.
But if we're in this moment where these things are becoming almost necessary, even at my advanced age, to meet someone, and everything is a lie, and there are people on these apps that literally have AI pictures as their profile pictures.
Yes, they do.
How do you have an honest connection if everything around you and everything you are is false? I'm asking. I don't know the answer.
Who's saying you're having an honest connection in the first place?
That's what I'm asking. How do you have one?
You don't.
I think that we've got to find alternative spaces to meet people, man. I mean, I know I don't do the internet dating app thing. I just don't trust that stuff. And I know for some people it works. I know I have friends that it works for them. But I've been a big advocate of the need to return to a sense of community. Like we got to find a way to meet in actual meet space, and like go to have a picnic, go to a barbecue, play some volleyball, man. And
That's
like
the third place, right? So the first place is home, the second place is work, and the third place is the bowling alley, or whatever people used to do.
Like a communal space. Like, when I was a kid, I think I've said this on the show many times before. Like my dad, every weekend, his buddies would come over and they'd play like dominoes or cards, and they would drink and talk about politics. And you don't see people engaging in communal spaces just for the sake of enjoying each other. It happens when it happens more rarely, and everything is just more digital.
I mean, it's interesting because that's the advice that a lot of relationship gurus give. If you want to meet somebody that you'll like, you should go pursue the things that you like doing. So if you like to read, go to book signings or go to the library, bookstores, that sort of thing. To follow your interests. And to some extent, that's what I think those ladies on your apps are doing, Jason. They're looking like they're following their interests to find somebody that they find interesting, even though they're actually on the app to find somebody that they find interesting. So that is part of the lie. Or is it? Do they just happen to have pictures of themselves parasailing?
Oh my God, there's so many parasailing pictures. There's, you're either petting a tiger, yoga on a mountain. Some are firing guns because that's hot in the streets right now. Firing guns.
Firing guns. They gave you the Michael Jackson Thriller. Yeah.
No, there's not a lot of real. It doesn't, just like you said, it doesn't look real. Some of them look almost like glamour shots.
Yeah.
Lots of filters.
But don't we see how the internet has bred narcissism in like 2 generations of people?
Frenchie, can you hear us? God damn it. We can't hear anything you're saying.
You don't hear me yet. Do you hear me now?
We hear you now.
Okay.
We hear you now.
Okay. How is this? I miss you guys.
Okay.
You miss you too. It was cold.
This show started late because we were trying to make sure we didn't have these issues.
It was like shit. Oh my God.
Would you guys get mad if the next episode Frenchie was just here in Mexico?
Oh, good grief!
You get mad.
And I'm just calm on the show the whole time, just asking questions like, "Yeah, so when did you write your book?"
Be good. Okay. So I feel like what we're experiencing is, a bit of generational awkwardness, right? So you have the millennials and the Gen Zers, who have never had to wait for anything, right? They was in their mother's womb. They waited 9 months. And when they came out, they never waited for anything ever again. Like, they have not even seen a TV commercial. Think about that. On a basic level, they haven't even seen a TV commercial, right? And so, we're asking them to kind of like work and move the way that our generation experienced childhood and adolescence, and that's not reasonable.
What happened?
And so, in trying to, we're the only generation that has seen both the rotary phone and video phone. We're the only generation that has experienced that. And the process of merging technology in without guidance has not worked for someone like us who grew up on the rotary phone, who grew up still writing letters, who grew up, socialing at the school dance.
Mm-hmm.
And so we keep asking to social at the school dance. And when we don't have those spaces, when those spaces have not been cultivated, we feel at a loss. And I feel like that's what's becoming, the bridge that is separating us, along with people that find sensationalism the best way to make money and the easiest way to divide us.
That's very well said. Very, very well said.
Mm-hmm.
Hit it right, like, ding!
So does this mean, since Frenchie, does this mean that when you come to Mexico, we can watch House Party?
After we take a walk and we frolic on the beach, and I make a sand phallus like this one here, because I do like to make sand phalluses.
She said a
We-
sand.
so I live near the I
Not a
live near the
sand
beach.
castle. A
Video
sand.
of me making
Can
my
we?
sand
Can we?
phallus.
Hold on. Can we hold hands while we walk on the beach? Would you
Yes,
get
we
mad if I
will.
touched your butt real quick?
I'll put your lines against my lines. What's up?
Look.
Hey.
Look,
Hey.
the
Wow.
flight is not that
Listen,
much.
yo, we have a no flirt with the guest rule on the show, bro.
Rules be
Breaking-
damned.
Fellas, hey,
Breaking all the rules today. Well, now that we have you and you're so much clearer, someone wanted you to define sexual abolitionist again.
Sure thing. Thanks for chiming in, everybody. So, as a sexual abolitionist, my work is about helping people unravel and decolonize from sexual repression and oppression and sexual shame. We are a sex negative society. We are one of the primary sex negative societies. And so we grew up with very poor values around sexual health and our sexuality in general. So my work helps you unravel with that. So as an educator, I help you unpack all the lies. Everything that you've been told is a complete lie. And so I help you unravel from all of those lies so that you can get rid of that shame and just live your personal best life. That's what a sexual abolitionist is.
Nice.
I'd like French. May I jump in if you don't mind?
Yeah, please.
Man,
Let me ask you a question. What about those societies that, because of the religious or cultural, particularly the religious norms, have certain edicts about sexual behavior? I think particularly in Muslim communities, there are very, very strict expectations, not only on women, but about men. No sex until marriage, women should be, covered, so on and so forth, et cetera, et cetera. Is it possible in a society that has very rigid norms in terms of aesthetics of appearance and sexual behavior for men and women to reach the pinnacle of their sexual happiness? Or would you say it's not possible?
a few things. One, if you don't know anything but your culture, then you may not ask these questions, right? What is the norm for you is the norm for you. As traveling to different Muslim, Hindu countries, I find that they making babies just fine. I find, women in garb, still, have their eyes adorned and love to let their tresses down when no one is around. I find that. I find that they find their own erotic center. But, even in America, where we consider that we see so many sexual images on TV, we can't confuse seeing the image with education and expression, right? Because here in this society, I've never experienced so much sexual shame. People are still, having sex with their clothes on because they don't.
Do sexual abolitionists want to abolish dry humping? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, that's great. There's nothing like a little grind, little push, like right there on the tip. There ain't nothing wrong with the dry humping. Now we happy with that, right? But again, just enjoying all the engagement. If you're still hiding, your body, if nudity makes you feel uncomfortable, that's problematic, right? There isn't a perfect body. I can show you anybody, you say their body is dope, and they're gonna tell you they got a problem with their body.
Mm-hmm.
There is no perfect body, so we just would have gone. My little love handles. I've never been rejected. Do and be like, well, I don't know. You little Teletubby. I just like did not said no one ever. Listen, we gotta learn to receive it. All the body, all of them.
Tucson, do you want to ask another question? Because if you don't ask a question, I'll probably flirt with this woman on camera.
I know. So let me hurry. This is from Charles Ghost. Charles asks, is there a trend in women feeling devalued when men aren't in the mood? Do women generally see themselves as a sexual commodity in a relationship?
They've been learned to. They've been indoctrinated to. Sure. I don't think that anyone feels comfortable with rejection, but we have this double standard where women can say, you know what, I don't feel like showing up today. I have worked today. I have played with the kids. I'm just tired. I have worked 10 hours. I don't feel like being bothered. And when a man has that same experience, we still expect him to show up. And that's not fair to him. So we got to find, more equity and understanding. So many boys I know, young boys who feel pressured and coerced into having sex when they're really not ready to have sex. But then when their masculinity is challenged, what are you, gay? It's like, no, he's not gay. He just got good taste. Like, leave him alone. Right? So, but we don't give boys and men the benefit of the doubt. And then men are hypersexualized, and then we wonder why they can't stay monogamous. It's a complete contradiction. It's not fair to them.
I really appreciate the gender balance of your analysis in terms of basically not making this about penalizing one gender or another, but recognizing that both genders are victims of the way in which our current model of society precludes their sexual liberation. That's very, very.
We are all victims and we are all survivors, right? And again, we are taught such contradictory things, around our desires. The guy having to get the good girl to marry, but still have the freakish mistress on, as a secondary partner. Notice I said secondary. I didn't say side piece or any of that, derogatory term, because she can't be a side piece if you put her in front of your relationship, right? So, you may have a primary and a secondary or a tertiary partner, but that's not a side piece if you put her in front of your relationship. She's being prioritized.
That's not a side piece. That's the front plate. That's like, hey.
Well, where does monogamy fit into this too? I mean, again, I went out with a person that was talking about meeting these men on dating apps, and we're both in our 40s, and she was finding men even older in their 50s that were still trying to have multiple women. And I think the applications have made it maybe a little easier to have multiple relationships than it was in the past, because you can literally meet people 8 cities over from the comfort of your home.
Well, everybody has that uncle, grandfather that had another family. Like,
where the hell did you grow up? That's some Detroit shit.
Historically, historically women look the other way. Right? That's historically what our great grandparents and great great grandparents did. It was not uncommon for someone to be in the military and have one family on one side of the earth and have another family on the other side of the earth. Like, these were norms we simply did not discuss. It was don't ask, don't tell. I commend anybody for just being honest about who they are as a sexual being. You just have to find that co-collaborator that is equally yoked with that. But again, we cannot raise boys to be sexually promiscuous and live that lifestyle through their teens, through their 20s and their 30s, and then expect monogamy after that. You know, you don't change 30 years of conditioning just because you get married. And I think it's unrealistic to have that expectation.
Is it realistic for me to think that if the head game is on point, I could put a ring on it?
No, but it's just, you got to add other variables to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just can't be the only thing.
The head game, right?
At some point, whatever you argue about, her giving head, or she don't feel like it because you're arguing, is not going to resolve the issue.
Mm-hmm.
So you just need, a couple other.
I'm older now, and I don't want to argue, and I'm pretty chill. So it could be like once every solstice, and I would be fine.
You want a blowjob every solstice?
Maybe like once every if it's that, like the grin and the hand movement is enough, that I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I'm good for the next moon.
Okay, well, maybe she took my blowjob class. Somebody asked.
Do it on myself.
I am a self-appointed expert. No, I am academically trained. I have a master's of education in human sexuality. I have a master's in public health, and I've been working in my expertise for 25 years. I am the deputy director of a anti-human trafficking organization. And I served as a crisis shelter manager for domestic violence for 3 years in New York. I've worked in HIV advocacy for 15 years. No, I'm not just someone off the
just some lady. Just some lady.
Lady reads a lot.
Just some lady.
I have a 25-year career in human sexuality.
Do you do sexual therapy?
No, I do not. To be a therapist, you have to have a master's in social work. I don't like listening to people's sexual neuroses. But for those who really, it's a lot of trauma that you can absorb, what they call secondhand. Is not my thing. I love to educate. I love to inform. I love to inspire and motivate. But I don't like someone sitting on my sofa. Like it's just not what I'm particularly drawn to in this genre.
Do you have dietary restrictions?
Only some veggies. I have veggie aversions. Some veggies I can't eat. It makes me gag more than this. It's like
So you eat so you eat meat is what you're saying. You'll eat, or you do.
Yeah, I do eat meat. Didn't I just say I eat meat? I may not swallow all the time, but I do eat meat.
Wow.
All that's fine. All that's fine.
All that's fine.
I was off air trying to find a flight from Detroit to
I tell you right now, Frenchie has very, very amazing teeth, and they look very strong. You might be careful what you ask for, because
you think that's like that's the fatal attraction. It's in the realm of the senses.
You want that those wonderful blowjobs. You might get something bitten off, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
No, listen. We've grown now. We've had good practice. We've learned over the years. But you know what I find interesting? This is what I focus on in my blowjob class, because I'm like, there's nothing for women who are like, I don't really like it, or I'm uncomfortable. And I'm always curious why women engage in sexual behaviors that they're really not interested in. Like me, I love to suck a dick, right? Like, I care about you. That's my
Thank
morning.
You, Jesus.
I'm good with that.
Thank you.
But it's really not your thing. you shouldn't do it. Like, I can't convince my lover to do pegging or anal beads because it's really not his thing. And there's no negotiation. Like, men do not negotiate sexually what they don't want to do, right?
Word.
Simply like, she was like,
Well, what do your eyes look like though when you're saying it? Do your eyes look big as Oreos? You're like, hey, I want to try pegging the shit out of you. You can't look too intense.
Negro, as if that's going to change your reaction if she asks you nice. What's wrong with you, man?
I mean, if somebody beats around the bush, you might be like, well, yeah, you know. But if
Bro, that's TMI. That's way TMI. We need to talk after the show, bro.
See. But really, if a man does not want to do something sexually, he simply doesn't do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when women don't want to do something for whatever reason, they succumb to the pressure of doing it, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
When there are 300 other sexual activities that you can engage in, don't focus on something that you really don't want to do. Like, why would you compromise your boundaries, you know? Or if, like, you're sitting there literally cutting off your air supply, right? When you're giving head. And then the woman is like, well, I'm gagging. How do I stop? I'm like, stop putting the dick so deep down your throat. Like, this is a simple solution. You know, you have to remove it. That's how you stop. That's your body telling you you've gone too far. Listen to your body. Pull the dick back. Like, it's not hard to do. Like, what do I do? I keep gagging. It's like, listen to your body. Don't shove it all the way down there. Take a breath. Okay.
I think your advice is right. If she doesn't like to do it, why do you want to do it? I think one of the worst things.
That's a good point.
The worst kind of sex you can have is asking a woman to do something that she don't like. You want her to do what she enjoys. That's the best that you're gonna get.
If she's a better rider than blower, then let her ride. Right? That way you both really enjoy it. But women got to start setting their own sexual boundaries, you know. And so in my blowjob class, I teach about more boundaries than I do actually giving the head. Because if you love it, then that's easier. We just got to relax your jaw. You got to focus on your breathing. You know, and a lot of dudes, you know, they get out of hand and they start, you know, trying to face fuck a woman. Like, that's weird. You do not do that unless she unless she guides you. You don't do it. You don't sit there and face fuck somebody, you know, without consent. That's an asshole.
Exactly. No. So let me ask you a question. What effect do you think online porn has had on people's sex lives?
Say that again.
What effect has online porn had on people's sex lives, in your opinion?
As opposed to DVDs.
Oh, dude, let's be honest. If you had DVDs or videos back in the day, or you're trying to watch Cinemax late at night, like Cinemax late at night used to show.
I remember we used to have to get a code.
I feel like we're probably around the same age.
You have to put in. You have to get your code to actually get access.
To get access to the. So the internet has changed it, because at the drop of a dime, you can get like super hard, like the things that we saw.
I do not touch keys at the library, because the kids be at the library just, you know, living their best life.
Slapping hand. Just slapping hand.
Are you like, ooh, please sanitize these keys tonight. Sanitize these keys.
I mean, the amount of hardcore porn that you can get from your phone instantaneously, that there's a DVD.
What's hardcore? Why isn't it just porn? Why do we call it hardcore? Where'd you get that from?
When I think about, like, when I think of
evolution.
Yeah, they'll go ahead and say the big words.
There's been an evolution in terms of what was normative in terms of porn. And I think that there are things that people expect or see now that 20 years ago, it's very, very rare. It's just like, now it's just like, oh, okay.
I used to be a phone sex operator in my former life.
I bet we talked.
We could, you know, if you put your card on the line.
Back in the day.
And I you know, I have collaborations and work with a lot of sex workers. I have the utmost respect for sex workers. Um, Even therapists will use at times porn to support and educate people in their relationships. So I am not at all disparaging of porn. I've watched plenty of porn in my life. I may watch some after we get off of this today. So that's however, I probably engage more in ethical porn. A lot of people are not aware of ethical porn versus
Is
non-ethical
that where
porn.
they recycle and stuff at the end? Everybody's wearing hemp condoms.
No, I wish. It is when they are actually consenting. So, uh, in a lot of pornography, a lot of people don't realize that just because you're having sex doesn't mean that that is consensual sex, right? So, in the contracts, most people have never seen a contract before. Um, if you don't know how to read a contract, it's requiring you to do a lot of things that you did not anticipate on doing. And then your career is at stake, right? So say you thought you had to do 5 films with this one particular partner, but then they switch out partners and you don't want to have sex with that partner. By your contract, you're still required to.
Did you follow that case that happened a few years back where these guys actually got criminal time because they were kidnapping women? They were telling them that they were, I don't know how familiar you are with LA and the Valley, but you know, they were telling people, oh, modeling job, $1,500 an hour. This woman went to a modeling job.
Trafficking. That's
she actually, it was a pretty relatively large porn company, and they had like kept her in a room and
yeah, that's trafficking.
So did you follow that case at all though? It was one particular case that kind of blew stuff wide open because people don't talk about that part of the industry, what you're talking about now, because
there's so much trafficking that takes place in a mirror to play. Like, look, the Super Bowl is tomorrow, right? That's one of the largest human trafficking rings. So when we see women provocatively dressed and we're like, oh, you know, they just out there, you know, scouting for men and da 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 da. Like, you really have no idea that how many women actually are coerced and trafficked to engage in that unfortunate sexual experience. So again, you know, it's so easy to make these assumptions about what we see, right? But everything that we see is not the truth. So I just want people to be more mindful of that and how much sexual coercion actually occurs.
Tucson, do you want to ask another one of those questions?
Sure. I had some tech issues, so
Tucson, are you still there?
had to.
Is she gone?
Can you hear me?
No, she's here.
Nope.
I hear her.
I heard her.
Can
Really?
you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take myself off the screen.
Okay. All right. Someone in the chat asked, Kurt Boss asks, masturbating 10 times a day, too much?
No, so I get that question from a lot of high school students. I always tell them, as long as it doesn't interfere with their friendships, if it doesn't interfere with school or work, not deter you from your everyday life, you should do it as much as possible. Actually, there are health benefits to masturbation, so I definitely encourage masturbation. It's just self-love. You can self-love yourself 10 times a day.
Can you guys hear me?
You can self-skid mark too.
Hey.
Jesus.
So
well, I have.
Go for it. You know.
I have a longer. That's a good answer. I appreciate that. So we have a longer question. This was submitted via our anonymous form. So there's no name for this. I am a single leftist Asian male, average looks but physically fit, and never realized how low the opinion of women is of Asian men. We are really seen as being of lesser caliber than white or black men. Social atomization means that these notions don't get challenged. While I am expected to pay for dates, I no longer expect to be treated with any basic respect and am invariably ghosted. It was different when in my 20s, while young women experiment sexually, we are seen as options, but we are not attractive options for long-term relationships or husbands.
So there is a lot of things at play there. Basically, speaking to cultural narratives, right?
Mhm.
So one cultural narrative is one that Asian men generally do not date outside of their ethnic base. Um, Therefore, when they do, so Asian women do, but Asian men tend not to. Um, the the marginalization of Asian men, particularly over Asian women, because you see them so much through like anime porn and through the pornography industry as well. Oftentimes, like this pejorative type of childlike, because they are so youthful. Um, you know, Youthful, this notion of submissiveness,
Mhm.
right? And so we really have not had a cultural conversation about Asian men and penis size, right?
Mhm.
And even with white men, they stay as far away from the camera in general when it comes to their penis. Why? Because there's an insecurity. There is, you know, a message of hypersexuality around Black people, modest sexuality around white men, and no sexuality around Asian men. And so it's really left up to that individual to disrupt the narrative. One of the things that I will also say, because personality is always going to be a big factor, I would recommend you start taking some improv classes, because
Hmm.
some of this might be, your personality is not shining with those individuals. Because my best friend is Filipino. He's a 5'3" maybe kind of guy, and he gets more women than what I can even process and understand, and it's because of his personality. So I would say, get into a few improv classes to bring out your own personal personality and see if that shifts this narrative a little bit.
What about karaoke? You
Not the same.
really?
Not the same.
Why is that?
Because it does not call on your personal inner creativity. Whereas improv is you being given a scenario and learning how to develop on call at that point. Karaoke is just a song, is my tone. It doesn't require you in any way to reinvent yourself and go into your inner self to find those responses.
But what if I have to perform I Will Survive?
You will not be a survivor.
We got some more questions, Tucson?
Do you have another question?
Mhm.
And I'm interested to hear your response to this. Very short question. Escort, yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay.
As long as it's consensual, abs. Like I said, I know cuddlists. I don't know if people are familiar with cuddlists. There are people that you can pay just to hug you. I mean, that just says where we are as a society, right? That people are really struggling with touch, and suffering from what we call skin hunger.
Mm.
Because we have to remember that the skin, the body is the skin is the largest organ that you have. And when we are not paying homage to this major organ that we have, people will certainly seek out escorts because they're shy, they've experienced some type of sexual trauma, they may be inverted for a number of reasons. So sex workers definitely play an important role in people's lives.
Nice.
There's a
Pascal,
whole-
are you
There's a whole
hiring a
power-
cuddlist?
Am I hiring a cuddlist or am I being hired out as a cuddlist?
Actually, I think you can make good money as a cuddlist.
Like you would cuddle well. And even as a cuddlist, like they are actually trained so that there are not sexual violations. But there are people who will, leave work in the middle of the day, like, just to get that embrace. It's really important and undervalued. That is the cheapest form of therapy. A hug is the most inexpensive form of therapy you could ever receive.
Edibles go a long way.
And we will be hugging in this beach fantasy that I have, right?
And walking
hand in hand.
Yeah, when you
No,
relax.
anyway.
As the sun sets.
Anyway. I used to listen to WBAI, which is also where your show was on, Frenchie. And
yes.
That's right. There was a Dr. Armand DeMille, the late, great Armand DeMille, who used to be a very big proponent of the 20-second hug. Do you know anything about that?
I'm not familiar with the 20-second. And I personally, I don't think that that's enough. Because, I mean, and let's think about it. People don't even know how to embrace.
Right.
Right. And breathe in each other and have that full exchange. When that's why I can't touch everybody, because when I feel their energy and I know it's not sincere, it feels kind of icky. When I'm working with young people, there's always the tough kid in the room, especially the tough guy. And if you try and hug him, he resists and be like, no. You be like, come on in. And then when you finally get him in, he like breaks down. He's like, like everything just flushes out of him, and he starts to cry sometimes, and it's really overwhelming. And it's because he hasn't been touched in so long. We got a lot of kids,
right,
that suffer from skin hunger. They don't get a hug when they leave in the morning. That should be a requirement. That should be a parental requirement. There are studies that demonstrate how people excel because of touch, because of embracing, because of hugging. So yeah, it's important, man.
It is.
We got to do that. We got to hug. We got to masturbate. Like we got to.
But not at the same time, right?
Maybe. The 20-second hug.
I think he likes it. I think
like that's the dream right there. Like I'm sitting in the bed.
He hugs weird me out.
And then she goes, oh, do you need a hug? And I go, yeah. And then she does that hug, and then it's right in between the boobs. It's just like.
And then you get a forehead kiss. and then she says night night.
Wait.
Night, yeah. Because I'm done after that. It's like, okay.
Forehead kiss.
I'm so stressed at work. I have all this reading. Oh, don't worry.
She says, good for you.
Good for you. Yeah. I was on Brianna Joy Gray's show. It was a show about relationships and love and the left and all this other stuff. And we were talking about, doing this kind of work, and would you want to date someone that does this kind of work? And I was like, no.
Most people wouldn't. Yeah, no. Listen, being a sexologist is, it's a sacrifice. I think that, strippers have a better chance of finding a husband than I do. People feel awkward about the level of information that I have, if they're being compared, if I'm analyzing, if I'm evaluating, all these things. When I meet someone, I never tell them what I do, my work. I do not get into that for quite some time. So that they can get familiar with me before trying to process the work that I do.
Well, for me, it's different because it's what I do sounds like you tell people you're a rapper, or like, you know what I mean? Like everybody, I'll just be in the studio and it's like, oh, nigga, you don't work. You an Uber driver, right? Like, so they always go, what else do you do? I'm like, oh, no, I just do this. And then they treat your job like macaroni art. Like, oh, that's cute. You did a show. We'll put it on the refrigerator.
Okay. Can I just double back to the 20-second hug? The 20 seconds. The 20 seconds.
Anti-way.
20 seconds is supposed to be long enough to change your mood. And that's why.
I would say that it begins with that, but I don't think that it's really long enough, but it,
Mhm.
you know, so does smiling, right? So
Right.
you know, again, we're really forgetting about the health benefits, like even kissing. Like people don't realize, like kissing cleans your teeth. Yeah,
You've been doing it wrong, Jason.
a lot of people, right?
You've been
Um,
kissing these ashy toothed women.
no, sex is a antidepressant, right? So, you know, it's also a natural antihistamine. You know, when you're clogged up, you're all nasally, you know, you have sex and they open your shit right up. You know, like there are just so many ways that this is why the problem with you know, religion suppressing sexuality when God, nature, however you describe your deity, literally designed your body for it. Literally to help heal, to help modify moods, um, uh, minimizing your through masturbation, minimizing men's chances of heart disease. Like your body is thoroughly designed for all of these magnificent things around your sex and sexuality, and you know, it's been swept under the rug, and science has not been able to, you know, communicate, you know, how valuable and how important this particular pillar is in your life.
So when I'm masturbating in the window and the neighbors think I'm strange, I should tell them that it's for my heart.
Absolutely. And you tell them you're taking your medicine.
I'm taking my heart medicine.
Mhm.
You have yours, I have mine.
Doctor's orders.
Doctor's orders.
Well, let me ask. I came across this meme on social media where this woman was saying, why is it that every man's love language is touch? Do you have an answer for that? And do you think that that's even true?
I don't think that that's specific to men. I just think that that's, you know, a woman who probably hasn't been, you know, caressed in a way that she felt valued herself. That's what that sounds like,
Mm-hmm.
right? When we don't know good touch from bad touch, any touch will do.
Right.
And you know, the man who can touch you without sexing you is the man that cares for you the most, right? So, but if you have not had that particular exchange, I can understand why we might receive a question like that. So remember, I would say I stay away from the divisiveness, and I look at us as a whole. And so, if the skin is an organ that requires touch, then yeah, men should want that touch, as should anyone.
But what if I want you to touch me while you're saying nice stuff and then give me a gift?
I can gift you it.
Oh my God.
So
She has no idea. She really hasn't. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Look, Frenchie, I live alone. All right. There's nothing. You want to walk around naked, whatever the hell you want to do, grabbing dicks willy-nilly.
Catch me outside.
And it's cold as hell in Detroit right now. You probably got the heat
I'm not in
on.
Detroit. I haven't been in Detroit in over 20 years.
Are you on the West Coast?
No, I'm on the East Coast.
Oh, well, you still far. That's the point, is you're not close.
We can
Egress.
fix it.
You in New York?
No, I'm in DC, but I still.
You in DC? There's a lot of freaks in DC, man.
What are you talking about? Congress?
Oh no, let me tell you. You want to find out how freaky a city is, right? You know that every city has a kind of like publication that's kind of like the night publication. Like you used to have the Village Voice, and they have all the sex advertisements. Whenever you go, you want to know how the freak level of the city, get that publication and see how many sex advertisements. DC's publication is insane, man. There's like so much freak life in DC. It's outrageous.
You say it like it's a bad thing.
I'm not saying bad or good. I'm just saying that the DC, man, the Congress.
a tinge of judgment in your voice?
Well, I think it's because DC is being the political capital of the country. I generally correlate the freak level to people who are representing the interests of the people in government and using government funds to get their freak on.
Well, they take their funds out of the country. I just want you to know that. But that's a whole nother.
There's a lot of freak in DC though.
There's a person in the chat that says they cry after they come on their girlfriend or near their girlfriend.
That's beautiful.
On their girlfriend.
Ooh.
On?
It said on.
I mean, because he messed up. I mean, why?
He messed up. He meant to do it over there.
You just overcome with the, with the sensation. Ain't nothing like that. It's just like, if someone hits the right spot and you squirt, it's just one of those. It's called myotonia, and it's just one of those great physiological reactions. That's go for it. Shed those tears. Boo.
Do you believe that broke Negroes bring the dick?
They better bring something.
What did you say? What did you say?
What did you say?
I said they better bring something. I think my father did.
Okay.
You better bring the dick. You better bring,
Chinese food,
the gumbo. You better bring, the collard greens. You better bring, the foot rubs. You better bring it. That's your responsibility.
Jason is getting emotional. He might cry and do something else at the same time.
True reality. My father was a gigolo, right? So I grew up with, an ultra conservative mother. Even though she couldn't have been too conservative, she messed with my father. And he was a very cheap guy. He was really cheap, but he always acquired these women. And all he did was talk, sex, and cook. Like, those are the only things that he was required to do, and he was always tended to by women. So I would say, and they would tell me, they were like, your daddy, and I would be like, why are these women like really engaged with my father in this capacity? And my cousin was like, well, your dad's not circumcised. And I was like,
oh my God.
It wasn't until I was in my 20s that I experienced, an uncircumcised man. And I was like, oh, this explains everything. Okay.
Really?
Like, all right. Yeah.
So you're going to get mad at me if I have, a haircut?
No, because it wasn't your decision. It's not your fault.
Damn, that doesn't make me feel good. Now you just made me feel like I just finished 4th in the Special Olympics.
It wasn't your fault, though. Like your folks made that decision to snip you.
It's really interesting because I've talked to women who prefer circumcised men. I've heard someone like uncircumcised men. I'm like, make up the mind.
The majority of the world globally is not circumcised.
Right.
They got a lot of
very American institution. There's nothing wrong with the penis. No, it doesn't smell a particular way. Hygiene is hygiene. We just, again, everything we've been taught is a lie. We just make up shit for the sake of making up shit. And that extra foreskin is just I'm just saying.
So now you just broke my heart because I don't have the extra foreskin. So you're just gonna be like, it's okay.
Well, we got cock rings. We got things. This is, again, it's not. I do not discriminate. I don't
have extra something else.
I know. Now she's gonna be like, hey, you got your cock ring on? Because
you should get it surgically put back on.
Yeah, just and make sure you get the sandalwood one.
Put a sock around it, cut a hole at the top. Okay. Just Pascal, don't make that face.
Comments, man. We got some prudy ass motherfuckers.
We're going on vacation, Jason. We're going on vacation. Make sure you take your cock ring.
Somebody out here This is the state of the American left. Yeah, the American left wants to get his freak on, fool. What's wrong with you?
Obviously, we would do so much better for getting our freak on. Honestly,
Exactly. Maybe if we was getting more of us was getting our freak on, we'd be in a better position.
exactly.
Look,
We have another question for you.
One pubic hair can pull a cart of horses. I'm telling you, like.
okay, so look, if I cook, I can cook, and I can be mildly amusing, and you know, there's scenic, fun walks and all kinds of this hikes and fun shit we could do, but I don't have the extra foreskin as my European brethren.
No smegma.
Or your African brethren.
All of these Negroes.
Yeah.
So
and your Indian. Yeah.
Am I starting already behind? Can I make that up with all the other things? I can be attentive to your needs.
Man, you got to be able to bring it in the sack, bro. You know, you dancing around all the necessities.
Wait a minute now, because I'm a sapiosexual, so nobody fucks me without like mind fucking me first, right? Like,
Pascal.
Yeah, I get that. Like we can have deep conversations about your favorite European poet or African art and all that good stuff, but at the bottom line, when it gets to the good, you got to be able to bring the ruckus, man.
You need a male friend to tell you that.
Listen, I have to. Right, listen at all the pressure that men have. Like he's just, lining up all of these things that they gotta, get right to get in, and women just gotta have the right fucking push-up bra and kiki. Like it's
damn.
No, hold on. Now, see, that's actually incorrect.
Okay, what do you need? Tell me what
you can have a bad female sex partner. Let's not get it twisted. There are women
who has a story to tell.
He's still gonna do it.
You can have bad.
That's female. Right. He is mansplaining. Yes.
No, it's true. First of all, listen. You want to be involved sexually with a woman who enjoys and is comfortable with her sexuality. Sometimes you might have a partner who's very conservative, very prudish, and is not interested in exploring all the aspects of their sexuality. She's not sexually liberated.
Incompatible to me. You should never be with her.
So exactly. Pascal is saying that he's down to get pegged.
There's a way to navigate that. I'm a firm believer in pre-sex disclosure or conversation. You should talk about your sexual expectations with your partner before you guys get to the actual act to know what.
In an ideal world, that would be groovy, but we know that conversation is not happening often. In the ideal world, but
I mean, I think it's a necessary part of the game, and you got to be able to.
I love that you think it's necessary, but people aren't processing that way.
No, I think you're right.
So
I'm just saying that I think there's ways to assure maximum gratification for both partners. And I think one of the ways to do that is to have candid adult conversations about expectations.
I agree.
Okay, so here, let's talk about the yes, no, maybe list again, in case people couldn't hear it before.
Yes. So there is a list. I'm going to try and find it to put it in the chat. But there's a yes, no, maybe list. Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone first. Let's see. Where are you? Yes, no, maybe. The list is to share with a lover. And you go through the list. Each of you have one. It's great to have over a glass of wine. And you go through the list and you say yes, no, maybe. You can list your allergies. You can list, let me see. let's see. It starts with anal. There's beating, being bitten, being serviced, blindfolds, body paint, bondage, different types of bondage, butt plugs, cages, caning, chains, chastity belts, clothespins, cock worship, corsets, cross-dressing, cuffs, dildos, double penetration, erotic dancing, exhibitionism. What else? Like it just goes like all the way from A to Z, and you put your your yes no maybe list together, and let me see, what are some of the other pages here? Yeah. Yeah, it's just A to Z. I was trying to open up some of the other pages, but it's a really good form. What else do they have? Face slapping, fisting, flogging, following orders, foot worship, head, high heels, hot waxing, ice cubes, kneeling, massages.
What is nailing? Like exactly, what is nailing?
Submission.
Huh?
Submission, like kneeling on your knees.
Oh, kneeling. I thought you said nailing. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Sorry. I'm sure that's in here too. There's nipple play, orgasm denial. So there's nothing like edging. Like, I don't think people do enough edging either.
Edging or edging?
Edging.
Can you explain what that is?
Jason's edging right now. I used it in a sentence.
Edging is when you bring someone on the brink of orgasm and then pull back, and then you bring them to the brink of orgasm again, and then you pull back.
Oh, you might get beat in the face doing that, man. I had an experience that one time. That was not working out, bro.
That's fun. Pinching, play kidnapping. People get in trouble with the play kidnapping, play murders.
That doesn't sound like.
Actually,
that does not sound.
He's not playing.
What about role play?
There's skinny dipping, slutty clothing, standing in the corner, strap-on dildos, swallowing semen, tattooing, teasing, tickling, triple penetration, whips, wooden paddles, wrestling, like just this whole little A to Z is really nice. It has your allergies, medical condition, aftercare issues. So you can say what you want after, like it's good. How do you play murder? So wealthy people, they special. They will actually hire someone to kill their spouse, and they're supposed to save their spouse before the spouse gets killed.
I saw a Law and Order about that, where they were hiring people to come, and they would beat the dude in the head.
Oh man, that reminds me of my boy who used to get hired out to do interracial cockholding. I was like, you do
I'm sorry, time out. Like how high on what? Just a joint or cocaine?
Just a joint.
Because no one just smokes weed and's like, oh, dude, it'd be really cool right now if I totally fucked your wife in front of you.
One gummy.
Well, you get hired. No, he was
hired. I thought you said he got high.
He got hired.
Who hired people. When it gets really serious, there are lawyers who do BDSM contracts and these murder contracts to make sure, especially like BDSM, so that if an incident occurs, you're not held civilly responsible.
Yeah, I know. I had a friend of mine who was a professional who literally, black guy, used to get hired out by very wealthy couples to by guys to bang out their wives in front of them.
Yeah, some people like to watch. That's not uncommon. I mean, even in threesomes, people do take a break sometimes and watch. Orgy parties, people watch. So
I actually talk about orgy, but what's your opinion of what's the not orgy parties, but swapping? What is like when a couple will bring in a third party? Swinging.
I know couples that really works for. Like if it really, but you have to have rules and boundaries, right? That it requires a lot of communication. So it you have to have something you really have to take the time to explore and just kind of like ease your way into it. But if you've been with someone for a long period of time, you need an alternative outlet. That's reasonable. I've never expected to be, even if I'm married, so I don't believe in like life terms. I've never expected to like only have sex with one person for like the duration of my life. I think that's crazy for me.
Okay, so you're not down with the monogamy thing.
I need monogamy breaks. I need breaks. I'm honest with myself enough to know that at some point I might be intimately attracted to somebody else. I might smell somebody else. And
So
we can have that conversation.
in the magical love affair situation, I'm gonna come home one day and there's just an uncircumcised dude just giving you the wood, and you be like, "Hey, monogamy break."
Not at all. That's
Uncircumcised.
that's disrespectful and insensitive to your partner. Not at all. I'm just saying, I as a human being, don't expect me to just smell one single person through my whole life. That's just crazy to me. That's not how humans are designed.
Well, some people have different opinions about
that. Pascal's butt got tight. Well, it's just tight.
They've been conditioned to. They should.
I mean, biologically speaking, the parts can have different participants. That is true.
If 80% of all married couples experience some form of infidelity, I'm just not gonna lie to myself.
Well, then you have the question of polygamy, polyamory.
It doesn't even have to be polygamy or polyamory. It could just be at some point somebody happened to come into your life and you need to speak to your partner about that. That doesn't necessarily, polyamory is a lifestyle, polygamy is a lifestyle. There could just be a moment, right? Like when people have affairs, it's that particular moment. It doesn't, it doesn't mean that they want to continue to go on and just meet other people and have that external relationship.
But then there's the open marriage thing. You have the open marriage option.
That's not even an open marriage. I've been in an open marriage before. That's not even an open marriage.
I'm getting educated. I like this. I'm here.
When I was in my 20s, I was partnered with someone. He had a well spouse. She was ill. Their relationship suffered. If he divorced her, she would lose her health benefits. They didn't have children. They had not had sex in several years. So we all sat down together. It was probably the most mature relationship that I've ever been in. It was very eye-opening. The family was all involved. Like there was nothing under the table. We all knew that she was not well. He loved her dearly. I loved his love for her. We're still the closest of friends to this day. We discussed marriage at one point and what we would do with his spouse, like all the things. So yeah, I know an open marriage, like to actually sit down with the spouse and discuss that triangulation.
The conversation is fascinating. This is amazing.
I think what's really interesting about this conversation to me is like reading some of the comments that are really conservative.
I did not know we had this many prude people who watch our show, man.
I wrote, what is my article called? Is the contemporary left a lifestyle brand? It's a lot of angry liberals with hammers and sickles.
The image you have of the left is that these are people who are libertine, open,
right?
Freewheeling, so on and so forth. We got some some serious prudish type folk in the chat here. It's incredible.
Also, though, communication is a muscle. Like just because you're talking doesn't mean you're communicating.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you can have a conversation between two people and then you say, well, what did I say? And you'll get a completely different analysis of what the person said.
I just had one of those.
With me?
Because the person talked, not communicate. right? The
Uh-huh.
person did talk, but they did not communicate. To communicate means that you both comprehend what the other person is saying. Talking is an exchange of words. So people are getting together without the practice. Like that is a practice. Like if you say, do you understand what I'm saying? And then they repeat it back, like it's either going to be correct or wrong. And so then you may have to re-clarify because we are taught to hear things differently through a lens. I'm going to hear things through my woman lens. I'm going to hear things through my Black woman lens. I'm going to hear things through my Black woman educator lens. I'm going to hear things very differently. So, you know, all of these different layers to get to the eardrum. Right? So it's a big process. And we can't take it for granted just because people have not learned that process.
I'm just saying, man. Folks are acting like, oh, this is what the left is coming to. I was like, I wish it has. Where's the party?
I know, right? Where's the party?
I was gonna wait for somebody to eat my ass.
That, that pleasure right there. That's a whole.
God. This is, listen.
Frenchie, I will crack your shit open like a coconut.
This is rough.
Jason, calm down. Coconut milk. You better leave me alone. My coconut milk.
Jason, calm down. Jason breaking all kinds of company policies.
Mm-hmm.
People mad. I'm gonna look like an ostrich in that shit. All you will see is the shoulders.
Jason
breaking all kinds of company policy, man.
The mustache is just out of control right now.
Mustache Jason. What did you say?
Mustache Jason. Jerk ass Jason. Jerk ass Jason with the mustache is terrible. I wish you could meet Jason with the beard. He's so sweet.
Aww.
So nice.
Jason, you gonna put some hair back on your face for me? I might give you some
hair wherever you want the hair.
Except his head.
Except my head. That's a wrap.
That.
Yeah. If I grow my hair out for you, I'll look like George Jefferson, and that's not what you want. You don't want to fuck Homie the Clown.
See? Thank you, Born. Sexual harassment all through TRR. See? That's what I'm saying, man. Right? And why do we call HR human resources, right? Does anybody ever think about that?
I want to say this as well to the chat.
That term is
it's very transactional. It's very transactional.
Yeah, like they're cattle.
I just want everyone to know that besides the few prudish comments that are kind of funny, actually, to me, what's funnier is the jack your body comments that people are doing.
What, my body?
So you're from Detroit. Pascal is a huge fan of house music.
Yeah.
And when we're behind our paywall, where these shows, because we have to fight to get them monetized now, and this show's they're definitely gonna tell us to go fuck ourselves. So like both fingers.
Do you think we can monetize this show today?
No.
We use technical terms sometimes.
YouTube monetize it. We have a philosophy show on here that they demonetize.
I use nothing but medical terms outside of coconut. I use I did.
Jason, we have your cold shower ready.
Pascal's a fan of house music from Detroit, and there's a song called, is it called Jack Your Body?
Jack Your Body.
Jack Your Body.
Jack Your Body.
Toussaint was making fun of Pascal dancing to that song because we put the song on. We can't do it on this show. We put the song on, right? And Pascal was like dancing in his chair, and he was all happy. And then Toussaint was doing impersonations of Pascal in the club in the 80s, dancing to the song. And she was pretending to be a concerned friend for Pascal, saying that, she said, "Pascal, you gotta have water." Wait, do it to can't just check your body all night. check.
That's
I want to ask our audience, does anybody have anything special? Do they care about Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I don't celebrate it. So
I'm speaking at a college on Valentine's Day. I'm speaking at UC Irvine on Valentine's Day.
I'm usually at a university speaking, but
why don't you fly out to LA?
Jason,
and then
you
we could go
can't
meet
handle her,
in
man.
LA.
Jason doing the most.
You in your bed with your thumb in your mouth crying for your mama, fool. Just leave it alone.
Probably, which sounds awesome.
Send me a ticket. All my sex books here in the backdrop.
Check.
Some of my favorites. What is this? Sex, ecology, and spirituality. What I got? Oh, this one is really good. You guys got to get this. The Soul of Sex. It's one of by Michael Moore. He's a beast. Sex and the Constitution is a big ass motherfucker.
Sex to the Constitution.
Those are
Tell
all
us
big
about
books.
Sex
All
in the
the laws
Constitution.
in here, baby.
Hold on.
All the
Sex to the
laws.
Constitution.
This book is my Bible right here.
E pluribus uterus? What's that mean?
Uterus.
Wait a minute. Toussaint. No, Pascal has to read
Masters and
this comment.
Johnsons. I got Black Sexualities. I got other books that I've been featured in and Untrue. I got Science in the Bedroom. We got Transgender Emergence. We got Velvet Rage. We got Outlaw Culture. Epitomologies.
Velvet Rage is what I call it when I'm sassy.
Male News. What else we got? We stay loaded.
Can you see the comment that I highlighted, Toussaint?
Can I?
It's on the screen right now.
Oh my gosh.
What? Or what happened?
Oh, Jason.
What happened?
You know, can I tell you something that's funny about jerk ass Jason?
Oh my goodness.
Because yesterday, jerk ass Jason was on a show with a young lady, and he had all these comments about this young lady as well.
No, I didn't.
So
I didn't
it's
say
like
this. I didn't go this far.
You didn't go this far.
I didn't go this far.
But I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow.
I didn't go as far as to offer.
Absolutely not.
Doomsday.
No, you did not.
More books than I knew that existed about sex. Yeah, like you should see my physiology, anatomy, coloring books, where I'm sitting there drawing, filling in the vas deferens of the penis.
That's the best part.
That's great for the subway.
You know, it's really funny when I had to study porn and like bestiality in my.
Oh hell no!
And my mother, we are required to watch pornography and a lot of sex videos in nature. And my mother's like, she was like, "You're paying to watch porn?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's what I go to school for, Mom, to, you know, watch."
Should have never sent you that liberal arts college.
Porn. Yeah. She started it. My mother started it when she made me go to the library when I started my period, and that just sent me.
Oh wow.
You know, and I was like, "What did you expect if you put me in the same gender high school? Like, you was gonna get this shit." So
There you go.
Thanks, Mom. I sell sex for a living.
Catholic school?
Did you go to Catholic school?
How very. It was 7 semesters of religion.
Catholic school fucks up everybody, man.
Yeah, I went.
Bestiality, very haram.
Bestiality is very haram. Very haram.
Bestiality is very haram.
Actually, bestiality is a lot more common than, 20%, more than 20 to 30% of people who grew up in rural areas on farm, their first experiences with an animal. It's
That's
quite common.
oh.
But isn't that animal rape though? Because the animal's not really asking for it.
Shoot, some of them enjoy it. Believe me, I've seen it. I'm just like, yo, look at that dog smile.
Oh my God.
I don't know so much about it.
Wow.
It's a long time to eat chicken again because you know what people do to chickens. I'm like, son, I know why the chicken crossed the road, and believe me, you guys have no idea. Chicken.
That was part of your final, as part of your thesis. You had to write a whole.
It's all part. If you're in therapy, if you are a therapist, you have to be desensitized to everything. So we're required to watch a certain amount of hours of
Wow.
more people would react to because you know if I shame you while in therapy, I can't work with you. I can't support you or help you. So yeah, we have to get desensitized to all of those things.
Oh.
So, Frenchie, let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with the work of the man Alfred Kinsey?
Absolutely, I have Kinsey's book right here.
Yeah. Alfred Kinsey's a very disturbing individual.
Well, they were all disturbing. So was Freud. So were all of them.
Are you familiar with Havelock Ellis?
Let me tell you, I've done some work with the Kinsey Institute. I wish I would have chosen. They're more research based, and I wasn't like the biggest fan of research, but the Kinsey Institute in Indiana, so much work, so much very, very important work comes out of the Kinsey Institute. But again, let's look at the place and position. Let's put it in context to the place and position in history where these people were, right? All the scientists and doctors of that time were pretty fucked up and neurotic and egocentric and racially biased and just, in their world. But did we get shit out of it? Have we begun to correct the course? Do we still have a lot of work to do? Absolutely. But nonetheless, they did begin with some important studies that we can't ignore.
Now, are you familiar with Havelock Ellis?
I'm sorry, say the name again.
Havelock Ellis.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, one of the things that I've done research about the origins of sexual education and sexual study in the West, and it wasn't until my adult years that I learned this, but the thing that I found disturbing is that all of the intellectual forefathers of sexual education, particularly in America, was some kind of sick, perverted ass motherfuckers. I mean, like really like twisted. Some of them were involved with children. Some of them had very questionable relationships and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And they would make these prognostications of what would be considered normative sexual behavior. Mm-hmm. So I was wondering, as a expert in the field, how do we take solace in the fact that much of this scholarship originates with individuals, particularly men, who under normative circumstances will be considered profoundly sexually deviant?
Sexual deviancy, one, comes from oppression and repression, right? Anytime you repress anything natural, you get deviant behavior, right? So that's how you get so much pedophilia in the Catholic Church, because during the 14th century, when they decided that the priests would no longer be able to marry, that's when you receive the child sexual exploitation, right? So again, you don't take solace in it. It's putting into context what the culture and the lifestyles were at that time. Science and technology has advanced enough now there are regulations around studies, right? So that you find the efficacy in the subsets that you're working with for the information that you're trying to discover and learn. So now we have scientific parameters around this type of thing. Then there were no scientific parameters. Like you got curious, you start cutting up Black women and you have Henrietta Lacks and things like that. So you take advantage of people at that time. That's where you think about the time of the eugenics movement, all that type of thing. Is nothing to take solace in. This world, this society, this country has always had deviant behavior. That's not only in sexual science, that's in science at large. That's in medicine at large. It's not just akin to this particular space. So we just need to put it back into context. And what is important today is that we've questioned it. What is important today is that, there are more people who look like me going into this field to dismantle those old narratives and that old science. But believe me when I say that there is less than 1% of the population that works in sexual science that looks like me. That's problematic. So when there aren't enough of us going into these spaces of science, if we want to keep doling out football players and basketball players, okay, but then this narrative is never going to be.
When you say looks like you, do you mean hot?
Cute. Cute. Thank you. Just Black people in general, and then for men too. There are very few Black male sexologists. I mean, there are just few Black male psychologists, doctors. Anyway,
did we lose our best sexologist to pimping?
Not yet. This is so horny. Not yet. It ain't easy though. It ain't easy.
It's just the skill and the precision.
Huh?
Pascal, you ever had somebody singing to your dick and do karaoke?
Ooh.
Man, listen.
Not yet.
Stop.
Not yet.
Not yet. You ain't got to share your business.
No, because
your business.
That person might be watching the show, so I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
Was she singing like old Temptations hits?
Not come and tell. That's right, Pascal. Thank you.
Don't ever.
Are you're not
Sorry?
you're not a karaoke. You're not a karaoke penis person.
Not
What is it with you and the karaoke, Jason?
He's a rock and roll guy. He likes to see it.
I did music for years.
Fetish? You have a karaoke fetish?
No, I don't think so. I just sometimes you want someone to sing.
Jason was a professional musician, rock and roll thing.
Hey. Oh, okay. Okay.
We do have another question.
All right.
Here's the question. Thinking about setting someone up with a woman, but it could be a problem if she's got a better job and a little more media clout. I should keep this anonymous, so let's call the woman BJG and the guy Dr. J. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I'm confused already.
Read that again.
You know who put that question there, right?
Who, Toussaint?
No, that was Gene.
That's Boschline.
That was Gene.
Read the question again, Toussaint. Read the question again.
Thinking about setting someone up with a woman, but it could be a problem if she's got a better job and a little more media clout. It's anonymous, so let's call the woman BJG and the guy Dr. J. Thoughts?
Basically, they're making fun of me.
He was trying to make
He already
a
answered
couple.
Anyway, BJG gotta,
Jason already answered the question, the solution to the problem. You just got to bring that Disney.
That was funny.
Right now, Frenchie's winning. Look, there's a vote. There's votes right now. Look
You
at that.
guys know, let me tell you a story behind it. This is my wooden dick, right? And I was on travels with a group of my friends. We were actually even role playing. We were pretending like we were sister wives for the weekend. Like, no lie, my best friend loves sister wives. Only her lover came, all the other guys bailed, so it was us and 4 women. So we decided to role play and be sister wives. And one of my sister wives got me this beautiful, because I collect, phallic symbols and all this stuff. And she bought me this beautiful wooden penis, and it was so gorgeous. And I was so excited. We were playing at the pool, and there was some pinky toe in the pool, and she was like, "Oh, is that your dick?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I put it back away, and the bitch stole my dick. She stole it. And I was pissed because it was so beautiful. They were all hand carved. Somebody took their time crafting it, and the little veins and everything. Like, it was so beautiful. And the heifer stole my shit. And my friend felt really bad, and she replaced it. This is the one she replaced it with, but it did not look as good as the original dick that she first gave me. And so then I spray painted this one in gold, and it made me feel better about it. And this is why my baby isn't. Yes, that bitch stole my dick. I mean, well, how do you travel and say, like, what do you say? Like somebody stole your dick. Like, actually stole my fucking dick. I just, so this is how I got my baby. I do love it, and I thank her for it. Yes, the bangs. Bangs are gorgeous. All that circulation, you need those bangs. Like, that's okay.
True.
Okay.
Toussaint.
What?
It's a stick. Your dick, like, I was like,
trifling,
and got her own dick, but she just had to steal mine. Left the camera there, left everything else there, but stole the dick. I didn't want it back, because ain't no telling what she did to it afterwards, so I didn't.
Right.
Go.
I think I found...
right.
Frenchie, I think I found a sound drop of what edging would sound like if we did it.
Let me see.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Jason, I have a question for you.
Yes.
When was the last time you were around panties so wet you could use it like a face cloth, wipe yourself down, and smell the occasion?
Oh my God.
I'm off air right now because I am slapping ham.
I didn't need to know that, man.
His camera is off.
Camera is off.
Off.
Just meat out.
Oh, dude, come on, man.
No, I'm joking. I have pants
Where's
on.
your other hand, Jason? Hands up.
Hands up. David says, I need water.
I was not prepared.
Forehead kiss. Forehead kiss and night night.
Just done. Forehead kiss. Done.
You didn't answer the question.
I have not. I have not.
Okay.
So if again, I will pick you at the airport in San Diego is not very far away, and it's a cheaper flight to fly in there to Mexico, and I'll just pick you up from there, and then I actually, and I'm not that broke. I actually have a bed frame, so it's not just a mattress on the floor.
Yeah, I don't fuck with them slats on the floor now. Sister got standards.
There's a headboard.
Sister got standards.
Should I change cameras so we can show the bedroom to something?
Please don't.
Pascal is traumatized. Hands up, Jason. Hands up.
Water levels. You're at the 10. You're at the 10. Lord, that's a flag on the play. That's a flag. That's a flag on the play.
I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't ready for this. I was warned, but I didn't know how it was gonna go.
Jason, keep your hands up.
Hands up, Jason. Hands up.
They're yours.
I got fucking jazz hands for you people.
Oh,
hey, Frenchie.
Sorry.
I feel like this is how you walk in the room to let niggas know.
I came here for two things: to suck some hard candy and suck some dicks.
Is that my sister? Child, I swear that's my sister out there. Yep, I don't need to show cleavage to,
Don't at all. You do not. You wear the same
especially because
turtleneck.
I grew up flat chested. My nickname, and again, going to an all girl high school, the girls were assholes, and my nickname was Pretty Little Boy in high school. She's a pretty little boy. I look at them heifers now though. I look at them now, but I had to develop a real personality as a young person. I didn't.
Isn't that what I always say?
I went into an A cup in college.
Wow, so you did a lot of growth in your college years.
Listen, people are like, "You the only grown woman I know still growing." At 47.
Where'd you go to undergrad?
I started at Howard. I finished back in New York.
Oh, you started at Howard, okay.
Yes, sir. I'm a bison. I am a bison.
Been to the homecoming a couple of times.
So nothing like it. Nothing like Dick Suckers Unite. Come on, Luna. Come on, Luna. That's what I'm talking about.
Luna gets it. I
really do. Giving head is truly for me. Like, yeah, you get to benefit, but it is truly for me. It is for my own personal arousal. It does not have.
Jesus, take the wheel. Take the wheel. I've seen a light.
That's a beautiful sentiment.
I care for my partner, but I feel like I'm using him because that is something that's really for me.
That's fantastic.
That's a beautiful.
That's why I say people shouldn't do it unless it's like really their thing. Just do the other 300, 400 other things. Like, do what you really enjoy and master that, and just find.
People are only doing 4 things. They're only doing 3 or 4 things, and so if you're not doing that one thing, then it's like, oh my God, it's tragedy. What are we gonna do?
M2 Son, disclosing quite a bit out here. What's going on, man?
There's 300 things, 400 things though.
I couldn't even be with a partner. And there are people who don't want oral sex. I do know, and there should be no pressure. I don't know why, unfortunately men feel like they have to have a blowjob even when they actually it's not something that they personally enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's totally okay as well.
Jason is like, it never occurred to me that there might be a person like that.
What, that doesn't want a blowjob?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm like that sometimes.
Fool what?
I mean, not everybody's the same, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's just like,
and you don't want to do it every time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I can put a condom on with my mouth and also tie the cherry stem with my tongue.
Jesus, bless me with an angel.
earn my free drinks back in the day. I just, I just be like, I tied a little night my tongue. My drink is on the house, bartender.
I can tie a cherry stem in a knot with my tongue. I don't know if that does anything for a woman. If she says
listen.
Hey,
No.
Out like,
forgot about that one.
Yeah, buddy.
There's a stereotype about Haitian men that they like to partake in fine dining. I don't know if you're aware of that.
fine dining.
I am not aware of that. That is like a graduate level Haitian. I was not aware of that.
There's levels to fine dining now. I am one spoiled, entitled motherfucker. Let's not sleep. Like, not only do I expect my seat to be pulled out, but I expect for there to be a seat for my purse as well. Like, I expect.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Well played.
She said.
Well played. Well played.
Fine dining.
You'll be strong, then you'll be confident and warrior, and will rise to the tyrants.
Oh, Jamaicans don't eat fine dining. Apparently,
that's an old school stereotype.
I don't know.
They have many songs on the subject. Don't bend down, Pascal.
On eating out. On eating out.
Or not eating out.
I have a theory about that.
What's that?
I think it has to do with who colonized each country. I think Jamaicans are like that because the British are very sexually conservative and Haitians indulge because the French are very sexually libertine.
It makes sense.
Oh man, at Denny's, Jason, don't you play with me? Did you see that?
I did see that.
You better decorate the shit out that booth. I'm telling you.
She wants twinkle lights. The woman wants twinkle lights.
David Russell says, "I have I'm a owner."
Delivered to Denny's. Listen,
you better have twinkle lights. No. I'm going to take you out. Look. We have some very nice restaurants here in Mexico, where I live.
They do. That's why I'm buying a home there. I can't wait. Maybe we'll be closer once I get my home built.
You're probably going to be in Maine. Are you going to be in Baja or mainland Mexico?
No, actually, Playa.
Playa. Which one? There's so many.
Playa del Carmen.
Oh, yeah. You're not near me.
Downtown. You can make it.
No, it's actually really cheap to fly and stay.
Yeah, I know.
But that house isn't going to get built next week. And what I'm saying
ground is due June 2024. So
that's still See, I'm talking about next week, and you're talking about another presidential administration.
Hold on, French, you having a house? You having a house?
You not send a ticket, bro? TikTok.
Hold on, French. You having a house built?
Do I have
a house built in Mexico?
Say, yeah.
You having a house built in Mexico?
Yeah.
For yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, that's some money. Who the fuck else is it for? This education, man.
Say again?
I said, there's some money in this hustle, man. Where you get the undergrad from?
Well, it's a condo, but I found a really nice condo, pre-construction. They already broke ground, and I'm excited because I'm starting to move myself away from the U.S. So I work on my dual citizenship.
There's some money in this hustle, man. We are, man. This is all
right. I work my ass off. I work. Yep. So I want to be ready to just, go to the beach, make my little sand palace, and just live my best life. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, on that beach phallus note, someone said the thirst is heavy. I think they're referring to me.
Oh, you were parched more than a desert.
Lord.
Nigga, I'm dehydrated.
Yep. Jason needs some Gatorade.
Electrolytes.
There's some electrolytes in there.
Rehydrate, brother. Rehydrate.
Rehydrate.
Don't blame her. Don't blame her.
I didn't do it.
You know what's funny? Not even thinking about this episode. I posted. There's this video that I watch like a couple times a year because I think it's the funniest shit in the world. Alexis Tyler.
Alexis Tyler.
The penis power lady.
Oh, yes.
Power. What about vulva power?
Vulva power. Her whole thing is that men use their penis to kind of fuck women over. And
I mean, technically, is that what happens? I mean, what do you mean?
But the way she explains it on the show, she does have a book. She has a book called Vagina Power as well. She does. Thank you, Dr.
Yes,
Claw.
she needs to.
But
Where's my vagina book?
She talks about men, and in one point of her rant, she says the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. She says like 12 of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. And she goes, I may not have a PhD in academia, but I know what she said, I have a PhD in getting played by these men.
But the real kicker is who she's talking to.
She's talking to her mother the whole time, apparently.
Well, I mean,
and I have to. Can I play you this clip because I need it before we go?
Is this the woman who had like a kind of news affairs TV show and a
yes, it's like a public access TV show.
I do want to tell everybody there's this great book called Vagina Obscura by Rachel Gross that I'm reading right now. Especially for the vulva havers, if you want to check out that book, Vagina Obscura. It's a really, really good book.
Why we want some obscure vaginas? We don't want no obscure
vaginas.
No, just about how the vagina has just been misrepresented, and undervalued, even around the research, because research around the vagina and the vulva, even as we misname is the vulva. The exterior is the vulva. The interior is the vagina, right? So this whole time we've been, mislabeling the vulva in the first place. So yeah, she talks about Vagina Obscura. So I would say I'm enjoying reading it right now. I haven't finished it, but yeah.
Can I get your play-by-play on this, Frenchie? So this is usually what we do in the champagne room, guys. So if you like what you're seeing here and you want to help us out, because this is definitely going to get demonetized now, become a patron, get a shirt, drop a super chat, tell Toussaint that her article is fire. It's ablation. Tell Pascal he needs to write.
This is our first Black History Month event. This is Black History right here.
This is Black History Month right now, guys. This is Alexis Tyler, the blackest woman in America. So, Frenchie, I need to get your opinion on this real quick.
One of the things I'm talking about, because if you really want to earn your man, you need to learn your man. And a lot of times we get caught up with the wrong men or caught up in a man's penis power because it's good. I mean, if a man has been around and he's a hoe, especially like the ones I'm talking about that hopping from here, and there, they have a lot of practice and they know a woman's body, they know the power of their penis, and they know how to soothe her body and to soothe her vagina. So it's really easy to be caught up with that dog kind of man. Like that one girl asked me why she thought something was wrong with her because she liked the flashy guys with the jewelry. I said, there's nothing wrong with liking a flashy man. You just have to know what type of spirit and energy he's carrying. Because there are some good men, although they still like to flash, they're not whores. They don't give their penis to everybody. You have to be able to recognize them, because the man that is living to ejaculate, he's in a predator mode.
Frenchie? Now, this sounds pretty normal so far. What do you have to say so far? Is this, do you agree that this is?
Somebody said, imagine her with Kevin Samuels.
Right?
They make the worst type of spawn child.
He's in a predator mode. What? Okay. So far, Frenchie's quiet. Okay.
And when a man is in a predator mode, he's going to look for the weaknesses of a woman that's lonely. Her vagina is cold. She's laying in bed at night playing with her toys, or she's got a man beside her. He's a good provider, but he's not hitting the walls and working the middle like that dog that
I always want my sex therapist to tell me about hitting the walls and working the middle.
Got to hit. There's a song. They're hitting the walls, working the middle, hitting the walls.
Jack. Frenchie's still quiet. Okay.
You know, what I would say is that so many penis havers are not brought up in a way that makes them interested in putting in the emotional labor it takes to connect with somebody. Sure, there are, just as there are predatory men, there are predatory women, I would say. I know we like to look at women as virtuous and helpless and like, they don't have control. But I've already said, one pubic hair can pull a cart of horses. Like, God damn. She can run that shit. But somebody that needs to insert himself, that doesn't necessarily make him a better lover. Mm-hmm. That just means, he's timid about having like a real connection with someone, and he hasn't been brought up to develop that connection with someone. It doesn't, and the more a person pulls away, it creates a chase. So she's talking about, somebody setting up the chase because we struggle with rejection. So ways, people are going to find the truth in what she says. But I think that there's just a lot more to unpack. I think that that's a very traditional response where, we want to villainize men. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that we should villainize men like this. And if we want men to do better, we also can't villainize them either. Right. But I'm smart. My dad told me, he said, I could put you in a room with 100 men. You only gonna like 3 of them. I'm like, you're probably right. Like,
okay. So look, you are making this so serious, and I just wanted to laugh, but keep being serious. Hold on.
What drives a woman to toys?
Look at mama.
No, I'm loving it. But this is hold on. We're going to fast forward just a little bit because she says, so her mom, hold on. This is when she's trying to explain to her mom what a jackrabbit is.
Orgasm with your clitoris, but also you have inner orgasms inside the intra-vagina. Inside the vagina was hidden G-spots, and every woman's G-spot may be similar, or some women may have more than one G-spot. So some women are actually hooked on cum. That means women that can be at work.
Making up shit on the spot about the G-spot. Like,
right?
Stop it.
Different hidden G-spots. Different ones.
G-spots, all this shit. Like, see, that's why you gotta read Vagina Obscura.
Wait. It's gonna get better. I promise you.
Clitoris.
Pascal's gonna get better.
Like that.
It's gonna get better, I promise.
Work at their desk, they got the jackrabbit on. They said, well, it's a part you can buy, hooking onto your clitoris all throughout the day. And you could be having orgasm. That one of them I know they call, I knew some girls, that was their favorite partner. That was their favorite best buddy to keep in their pocketbook.
But see, I go back to when I was a little girl being raised in the country. Jackrabbit jump from here to there.
Yeah, we ain't talking about the rabbits out.
I ain't talking about no real rabbit jump. But a rabbit in nature jump from here to there, just constantly moving.
Yes, and they say that they have taken that same concept of the rabbit jumping from here to there, and the design of it jump all up on the clitoris, just jump out of control and make the woman have an incredible orgasm. That's why they call
it in the 21st century.
That's the mechanical jackrabbit for the clit.
What did she say, Frenchie?
And she confused for the clitoris the jackhammer for the jackrabbit. Unless she went fucking like rabbits, but she focused solely on the clitoris. Listen. Folk want to swallow this shit. I let people swallow whatever they want to swallow.
Oh my God.
Hey. I'm not saying it's good for your digestive tract, but if this is the shit that you want to swallow.
This is wait a minute. It's about to get amazing. Just get ready, Frenchie. Frenchie, hold on. Pascal.
Sam Phallus. Don't y'all want to see my Sam Phallus look?
Wait, this is about to get hilarious.
Some men, they have so much heat and intensity in their penis that you can feel it radiating through their clothes, or just to touch the penis, it's on fire. It feel like it's fire underneath the skin. So a lot of women start going crazy because all penises are not.
If it's on fire,
they don't hold the same.
Wait, say.
If it's on fire, y'all better run.
That's what I'm saying. Stop, drop, and roll.
That's what I was thinking. There's fire coming from his penis. That motherfucker got some next level VD.
If it is on fire,
stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll.
Wait. You have to hear about what happens when this fiery penis enters into a woman's
fiery penis.
Enters a woman's submissive vagina. Sorry, hold on.
Listen,
is it playing?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys.
Intensity. So if it's one hot like that, and he has the energy, he knows how to work his hips, work his buttocks, and really twist her and bend her like she's a pretzel and give her the gratification she needs. She's going to be hooked and think that it's love or a deeper root level. She's going to become sexually, mentally, and emotionally attached, although he ain't no good. And this other man she with provides for her, take care of children that ain't even his.
I love this made-up scenario because it's really projection.
Yeah, that woman will still sneak and get that penis power from him. But what she doesn't realize is we have to deal with our attachments and separate the love, the orgasm, and the penis. They are separate issues. Because if we're in a lower level of it and we hooked up on penis power and this man won't even buy you some shrimp from Long John Silver's, and what that plate, what, $2.99? Well, he'll give you a
Long John
Silver's. He won't even buy you a shrimp from Long John.
Now I'm hungry. I am hungry.
Tucson,
I want pretzels.
I just emailed you. Tucson, I just emailed you the Sam Phallus for you to
got it.
The Sam Phallus. Long John Silver's.
Frenchie, it's about to get real right now.
But here's the thing, okay? I'm gonna tell you now. I am gonna choose Denny's over Long John Silver.
That's good. I love pancakes.
Full of sperm and a red.
Run that by me again. Say it again.
I'm not eating a fish. No. So
I need a fish. I need you. This my favorite part is coming up. My favorite part is coming up.
Full of sperm and he want to get
this bullshit. That's what I'm concerned about, James.
Did you hear what she said? The man leaves you.
A mouth full of sperm. What did she say?
And a rectum full of sperm. Listen.
Level of it, and we hooked on the penis power, and this man won't even buy you some shrimp from Long John Silver's, and what that plate, what, $2.99? But he can give you a mouth full of sperm and a rectum full of sperm, and he won't give you no light bread. It's like,
well, you know, light bread. What she said?
Light bread.
Damn. What the hell is light bread? Shit. That's like a half a biscuit.
Wait. Pascal. He leave you with a mouthful of sperm and a rectum full of sperm. Like, who the fuck was you dating?
Oh, shit.
See.
Born Center says this is a specific incident she is recalling.
Yo, she's going through a whole life with one dude. This is about one dude who wrecked her bad.
Frenchie.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm a witness to this.
Frenchie.
Long John Silver, not Red Lobster.
She said a
mouthful. You can tell
she
really talking about herself.
She
Yeah.
Because she way too specific. She ain't even say Red Lobster.
Raw Johnson, what's that cost? $2.99. She got some dude wrecked her bad.
He said, Long Johnson. You know, she's like, I have lived and I have learned.
She said light
and
bread.
I have learned.
Not even a cheddar biscuit, light bread.
That it don't take much to break. Hold on. She's about to lean in real hard. Just give me a few more minutes.
And look at her face. Wait, no.
She's remembering the rectum full of sperm.
She is recollecting them shrimps.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The mouth.
Look, she gave up her coconut. Look at her. Look, eyes closed. She is back there again. You cannot.
She is.
She is not back there again. She went back to the time.
Oof.
She went back.
We have to see what our issue is, because a man like that doesn't respect a woman. Yeah, he'll hit her, but if a man is having sex with you and he had the opportunity to be with you, or he's an ex, so that means he had you before the other man that's providing for you could get to you, and all he's offering you is a side of penis when he can sneak in and out your man.
Denny's does not have a side of penis, by the way.
Bed, not your man house. That man ain't got no respect for you, and he know you don't have none for yourself, but because you're so hooked on him and you hooked on the penis, you will sacrifice and sell yourself out to let him come in the back door.
Literally, because you got left with a rectum full of sperm, apparently.
In the back door.
Mm.
Look at like the double entendre of the back door and the previous rectum full of sperm comment is what really makes this funny for me.
Or let him come at lunch or come in the dark when your real man that don't have the same penis power is handling all the expense. So a woman thinks she getting over and think, oh, that's the best sex. But she really playing herself. And he playing her. Because it ain't about her. It's about his ego and about his penis and his testicles and how many notches.
It's always about the testicles.
The testicles.
It's always about
the testicles.
Look at her hand. Look at her hand.
The testicles.
She's holding the shaft in this hand, and the other hand is where his balls were. Some large-dicked mandingo man came all over this woman like he won a NASCAR race. It was
So she got turned the F out.
She got turned out so horribly.
She can get up on his belt to brag about. You remembers. That's why I was saying that show
again. Never on guns again. You ain't gonna play her like that no more.
Anything beer battered just sets her off.
Don't let every man hit the bottom of your vagina, the root of your vagina.
But they don't know about the bottom. They don't know about the bottom.
Yeah,
I was like, stop it now. You don't know about the bottom now. Hold on now, girl. You just taking it too far. You're taking it too far.
The roots of the vagina. Now the vagina's a fucking tree. The root.
That is what she said.
The root of your vagina.
Last I looked, I checked this morning when I bathed. Last I looked, there was no soil. There were no sprouts. And the shit was no goddamn tree. Now, vagina root beer.
Someone said rectum and root.
Woo, y'all.
Oh God. So here, my favorite line is about to come up where she talks about come all in your mouth. Come all in your rectum.
Bottom when but every man may not, because he might not have a penis to really know how to hit that bottom or how to lift to hit that bottom.
The lift. Check, check, check.
And work that middle with a woman. She spread her legs wide and she started screaming, saying, "Yeah, daddy, that's it." Or she might start cursing or screaming out all types of profanities because he done hit the bottom. And now her mind, she insane. Her mind ain't good because the penis done ejaculated all in her brain. She's gone crazy. So you don't let every man hit your bottom.
Now, Lord, now the sperm done traveled all the way from the uterus to the brain.
I really forgot how funny this shit is, man.
Whoever this man is, I never want to fucking meet him. I swear to God, I never want to meet this man. I never want to meet this man. Men that have women fucked up like this, I need them to get off the planet.
Oh man.
I need them to just evacuate.
Oh my God. Somebody said, Kush Lick said, "Now that's sapiosexual."
I told you all that talking intellectual shit only goes so far. You got to bring the ruckus, man.
Here comes here it comes right here. Buckle up.
And your body remembers it, just like a man will put a woman over doggy style or maybe get a mirror or something. Then they start hitting that woman from the back or on her back. They hitting her. Then they start talking. They start saying all kind of stuff to her while they hitting her. And see, that woman is being seduced. She being seduced. He breaking her down, man. He is screwing her into submission.
Yeah.
No. Just a second.
Born Center Cold World says that dick is a menace.
Listen, let me get my pillow because y'all just listen. I can't. I'm just gonna put my face in my pillow. And put my face in my pillow because I can't. In my pillow because I can't take
Frenchie. David Russell says this is Revolution Podcast. We need to lock that nigga up.
This dude broke her. He broke her all.
My stomach legit hurts right now, Frenchie, because I know
that she went to the root.
Get over doggy style. He started talking to her, and then
she got you in submission, bro. She got you in submission.
Oh my God, Tucson, are you here?
It went to your brain.
Tucson, are you here?
Tucson's having flashbacks. What's going on here?
She was dating that same nigga.
Oh God, y'all are wild.
Okay. Are you on the screen? I'm having issues with my thing. Can you turn yourself on? Because I can't.
I'm on.
Oh fuck! There you go.
Can you hear me?
You're on the screen now. Unmute yourself.
Excellent. I am.
Okay. Toussaint, do you have any comments?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you have?
Do I need to have comments on this?
Yeah.
Yes. The descriptions are so hilarious and colorful. I'm still on the different G spots. It's hilarious. She's got all kinds of information for us here.
Turn the fuck out.
I can't stop laughing at the fucking, because this is the part. I used to have an office fucking 15 years ago, and we found this video when it first dropped, and we would watch it so much that I would walk into the office and these niggas would be playing it, and I would walk in the door and you would hear fucking her into submission, and every time I'd fall on the ground laughing like this shit is
clitoris.
Penis.
Right.
And it takes the paint. Like, listen.
Screwing her into slavery by using the penis as a weapon to break her ass down. and her defenses, I mean, she wide open. When the penis all up in your vagina, man, you don't have no defenses. Unless you just really are thinking, and this is not about the love experience, this is about a money experience, so she's a prostitute. Then she's working it just for her benefit. But when a woman is really liking this man and she's feeling him and what he's doing, especially if she's sticking around with him and he has nothing to give her and her man is treating her better than he has already gotten her defenses down, but she's very weak, and that's the worst thing that can happen is a man to get you in. He's thrusting the penis in. Whose vagina is it?
I've never
I don't
in
know whose
my life
trees it is.
vagina.
I mean, cocaine is a hell of a drug, y'all. I just
She left out that part.
cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Oh man,
Dick codes is better than slave.
Vaginas into trees, clitoris into roots.
Defenses
Oh,
starring
man.
Denzel.
Slaves. Look at her. I guarantee you, she is moist in that seat. I swear to God.
Ooh, boy.
oh man, thinking about those younger days, man.
Pascal.
Dick
Who vagina is it?
Who's
What
this?
kind of freed slave is she fucking?
Belong to. What I said, who, and then the woman start calling out the man name, screaming the man name, and she let him know she coming, she hollering, she calling.
I thought you were her mom. I thought you were her mom chiming in.
That's her mom. She's talking to her mom.
Unbelievable. Her mom is explaining real jackrabbits.
Who do you think taught her?
Yeah.
No. See, listen, there was a time when mothers were not competing with their daughters. This was that time. If you look at their age,
Right.
that time when mothers were not, because when you're not competing with your daughter, you will teach her. Because you got to get the fuck up out of here. You got to find a husband. She would teach her. That's why mama not fazed by this shit. Mama's like, I taught you well. You slipped up. You got a little distracted. I see. But you learning. You're going to teach the next generation. That's what that is.
What is this? A slave narrative from Roots?
The Shack, part 1.
Did you get the Sam Phallus?
I got it.
Okay.
I got it. Are we done?
Kizzy.
There's one when I'm in Costa Rica. There's a video when I'm in Costa Rica and the ocean washes away my Sam Phallus. And
What is a video?
check
Is
your
it time lapse?
It's on Facebook Messenger, but yeah, I was mortified. Costa Rica has these beautiful black sand beaches, and I was just getting my whole life making this beautiful Sam Phallus.
Can we show it?
Yeah. It's there for you. So that's the Sam Phallus that I made. My goal is to get in the Guinness Book of World Records as building the largest sand phallus. I
was about to say we need something here for scale.
That one is about.
Here we go. We have something here for scale.
In case you were wondering.
Yeah, so that one's only about almost 4 feet, but yeah.
That's a vacation. That is a vacation. And she's like, I want to make that my life when I move to Mexico. I will do that every day.
Talk about goals.
Build the dick wall.
Pascal's like, get back to the penis talk because I want to hear this woman talk about the person that she's talking about is Pascal. That nigga me. Tucson, can you?
Well, we're almost done with this lady.
I'm almost done. This fucking crazy ass lady.
Sand Palace, no,
man,
not
this stuff is programmed.
What happened, man?
She is going back in her head. No, don't take the volume. She like,
she's so angry.
This motherfucker's dick, right? And he got in my brain. You see that? Look at her face. Look at her face.
She's angry.
Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Yeah, we lost volume on the video, man.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Everything's all fucked up for a second. Can you hear me though? Like I'm coming to the microphone. Okay, let me try this again. Sorry. Everything's all fucked up. Can you hear the broad? I mean the woman?
No, there's no video, man. There's no audio.
There's no audio.
Go back.
Okay, hold on. I know why.
Ooh, not the play cousins. Ooh, I ain't had a play cousin in a long time.
All right. Play cousins are the best.
Man, play cousins will fuck you up. You don't come over here and get my play cousins on you.
Well, Frenchie, I know it's getting late. You spent 3 hours with us. I don't want to keep you any longer.
It's a pleasure.
This was awesome.
Did he just disappear?
He did disappear. Something happened to his internet connection.
He over there. Wow. He over there with his hands down.
Nice.
He is not fooling nobody.
He's trying to come back now. Let's see.
You see the video disappeared and he disappeared too. It's like I see the connection here.
Sorry, I'm having crazy issues. It's my computer is very old, so I apologize.
Hands up. Forehead
kiss. It was slapping him. It was just like
you weren't sure.
Weren't
sure.
The old my internet broke. That's right, David.
my internet ain't working. Hold on.
You'll dial up.
Frenchie, real talk. Thank you so much for coming on.
Dedication, y'all. After this,
yes.
We just look. I hope you had a good time coming on the show. I hope you can come back again, and we can have like a call-in segment where people can call in and ask you questions, and we could just turn this show into love lines.
Please do.
Yeah, we're gonna. I decree that we're gonna make you a regular because this shit is hilarious.
Oh, we could do that.
But it's also informative. We actually had a serious
talk
conversation
about this on my radio show.
Can we come on your radio show?
Oh my gosh. Ooh.
Do I have to fly to DC? I have to go to New York in a few months. Actually,
not at all. Yeah, I'm still in New York on WBAI.
I do have to go to New York for an event coming up soon. So.
So I'm doing rush hour. I'm doing more like news in the morning on Tuesdays. So, I have to find a midnight segment that I can, the FCC beat and shut us down.
Look, when I'm not making dick jokes on air, I write serious think pieces. So I have to go to New York for like a serious thing. I'll be there in a couple months, actually.
You know where to find me on the East Coast?
Well, send your information and then.
Your audience, they were so fun. For the questions and commentary, it's been a blast.
Yeah, this was awesome. We had a lot of fun.
I had a ball, man.
I did too.
Very informative too.
It was very informative.
We all had fun.
You threw me off in the beginning, but once I loosened up, I was like, all right, now I just.
Hey, Pascal. Literally, what you did right now. Literally.
That's what she said.
Once I loosened up, I had fun.
Loosened up. Oh my Frenchie, I'm finna have you like that woman. Coming, mouth full of sperm, rectum full of sperm.
Oh my God.
Just sperm everywhere.
And we got a book recommendation.
Yes, like I said, I wish I could. I don't even know what I did with that book, but yeah, definitely.
Vagina Obscura.
Vagina Obscura, The History of Sex. That's another really, really good one. I do have some Kinsey and Simon books, that Pascal had asked about. There's one. Let me see.
Like a Kushlik says, walking out of Long John Silver's like a glazed donut.
See? Vagina Obscura. So
that's a beautiful book.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And this one, see, you talked about Kinsey. So we have Insider's View, Sexual Science with Kinsey. See? We dismantle that stuff. So, yes.
Very nice.
Oh, God.
Frenchie, thank you so much.
Use lube. Use a really good lube. That's all I can.
That is good advice.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting older. You should, I like Uber Lube. That's one of the best ones to me. It's hyper.
I'm wondering right now.
Uber Eats, but it is one of the best, lubes. Protect your skin, protect your body. Like, lube is important.
Coconut oil?
No.
Yeah, I agree. Andy William, what are you thinking?
No. Clogs you up? Nope. No.
Right.
That's not. Nope. Don't put that around your orifices. Please don't.
See, this is why we have.
No, my brother.
That's why we have a professional here.
That's right.
Check my body with coconut oil.
Yeah. You can lick it off your body, but don't, and then you got to clean that stuff up. I understand, but it should smell nice regardless.
Steve said wave grease.
Wave grease. Oh, Steve.
Don't nobody put up Crisco, because I'm done now. I'm done.
Crisco.
Listen.
Food said, what about lard? Can you use lard? Lard.
Just be seeing real shit. So please, guys, don't.
Mama's little baby loves shortening.
Somebody said Murray's. Murray's is the thickest shit in the world.
Murray's pomade. Can you use
Murray's? A can of Murray's will last you a lifetime. If you see a nigga go in the store and buying new Murray's, that nigga saw Reconstruction.
Murray's pomade. That's like the 60-year-old Negro still trying to get waves in.
Nigga, if you see a man buying a new can of Murray's, he was in a lunch counter sit-in. Like that.
Unbelievable.
That nigga has experienced
from 1963.
That nigga knew Malcolm Little. Like that nigga.
She's like, come on now.
I can't. Stop it.
Murray's pomade. I don't even think you can buy that unless you go to a black barbershop.
Nigga, if you see somebody talking about I need to get new Murray's, be like, why?
Let it go.
Have you ever put a handful of Murray's in your hair, Pascal?
When I was like 19, last time I tried to get figure waves, I was like 18, 19.
Nigga, I tried to put a bunch of when I was young and I thought I was gonna have waves. My shit was gonna be like a curly fade. I was gonna be Johnny Gill and shit. Try to put Murray's in my shit. That shit was just white.
Johnny Gill.
Looking like coconut oil. Oh.
That's the new Jeff Foxworthy.
You guys keep me posted next time I can come and play in your room with you. Maybe I'll bring other
sure.
Okay. We have to.
For sure.
Frenchie, thank you very much.
And everybody, don't forget about your yes, no, maybe list. There are multiple lists out there, but the yes, no, maybe list.
Do we have the ability to put it up in the Discord, Toussaint?
Yeah.
You the link. Yeah.
We're going to put it up in
sweet.
the Discord. So we'll have it up in the TIR Discord, the yes, no, maybe list.
Yeah.
There's only one way to get that list, and that's become a patron.
Great Black History Month guest.
I agree.
This is how you step into Black History Month with Asatar Bear and Frenchie Davis.
Yeah.
So Frenchie, thank you so much.
I put it in your messenger, Toussaint. So
okay,
share with the group.
Got it.
It's been a pleasure and so much fun. Later, Taters.
Later. Thank you very much.
That is Frenchie Davis. She, she had me at hello. Let's just be honest. She had me at hello.
Andy Williams said you're using your NPR creep voice.
Sure.
Frenchie
Davis. I believe she makes sand phalluses, that Frenchie Davis.
Indeed.
Y'all gonna be real mad the next time you see me on screen and she's sitting right next to me. I'm like, looks like she got a ticket.
Well, I worked it out.
Show me the picture when you lying in bed with the thumb in your mouth crying.
That's the woman that convinces you that fucking pegging is okay.
Yep.
You.
No, nigga, you too. You said that you're the ones with the thumb.
Hell no.
And either way, that would be fine. Is that what we learned today? We learned that today. It would be fine.
Long John
okay, you keep believing that.
Wait a minute. I want to play a little bit more of this video because it's funny. I wanted to do the whole thing with Frenchie because I love her frustration over this woman. It's righteous frustration. But this video has like 1 million some plays. And this isn't the original one. Dan Born Center says Frenchie's out of my league. Her pussy resume is outstanding.
Oh, 5-star.
Look, sometimes you get a little dick nervous, and I would definitely be dick nervous.
Funny.
You would have to get ready like a Rocky movie for that shit, like Train.
In other words, you'd be drinking 5 Cialises, 2 Viagras.
No. We got to keep it all
6
natural.
eggs.
6 eggs. We'll keep it all natural. It's just,
punching meat carcass.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the gym. Like, what are you working out for? This woman I met on the show. Like, you should see the way she caressed a fake dick.
That bitch stole my dick. She said that.
It would look like she found oil if she just fucking said hello to me.
Oh my god.
Talk to you all kind of ways because women, especially when that man pull it back, won't give you the penis no more. Women will be all in the bed at night trying to sleep, tossing and turning, they dreaming about it. Lord have mercy, they wake up out their sleep because they dreamt the man done did this to somebody else. And the thought of that,
She's fixing her jacket. She is adjusting things, and so no one will see what's taking place. I did not notice that before, but she is very carefully adjusting things.
Pascal, come in her head so she can't sleep. Born Center says, come in her head so she can't sleep. Dude, this woman is the funniest woman in the history of the internet to me. Here, we got to get Pascal his money shot.
Oh, it's devastating. That woman heart get to beating fast, blood pressure go up, she can't hardly catch her breath. Just to think about that man done rationed that out and laid that out for somebody else and bent them over and talked to them too and spanked them. Having the PhDs and master degrees to put on my wall in academia, but I have a master degree in being played by men, used by men, told everything I want to hear to get me in them positions, and I am, to be honest with you, I'm just gonna be real about it. I'm very upset by being made a fool out of and being we're about to
Oh, this poor lady.
You was straight honest there, boy.
David Russell says, "What did this man do?" This is the question. Like,
when
what the hell did he do?
She said, "This man is a menace."
Man,
that's right.
Look at him.
Kushlik says she's got a postdoc in research fuckboyism.
Sounds right.
Oh my God. Andy Williams says she's having a sex flashback in front of a live studio audience.
And her mom. And her mom.
And her mom.
Oh, poor innocent mom talking about actual rabbits.
It jumped from here to there, to here to there.
Now, what I'm saying is they jump from here to there.
The sad thing is all the dudes are at the bar at the same place giving each other high fives.
Did you feel her with a rectum full of sperm too?
Oh, God.
Did you hear the part where she goes, "He's coming all in your brain, man." Jack,
are we gonna finish it?
Jack.
Pascal's Jack moves.
David Russell says, "I feel sad now."
For real, she went through it.
I mean, you see her go. This is reliving Frenchie said it. She goes, "I bet that woman's seat is wet right now." She was reliving a tale, because there's no way in the world someone asked a question that specific. "Hey, I'm screwing this guy and I got another man that's really good, but this other guy happens to be flashy and has a huge dick. It's really hot too." Like, there's no way.
It's really hot. No, like literally, like it's on
Like
fire.
literally hot, like it's emanating through his pants. Should I be concerned about that?
Should he be concerned about that?
Steve says he's posted a can of Murray's on the Discord. Steve, if you have a can of Murray's, and like if you're like you know how young kids, you try to shave with your dad's, or in my case, my grandpa, I would try to do anything he did, and my grandpa would give me a razor with no razor in it, right?
Right.
And put on, and we'd sit in the. Come on, Jason, we're gonna go shave, right? And then you get to be like a teenager and you have like 2 hairs on your upper lip and you shave for real. And my grandpa had the can of Murray's, right? The can that he probably had from the civil rights movement.
Mm.
And he had passed away. And so I was going to put it in my hair. And I didn't know how to get it out of my hair.
It doesn't come out.
It doesn't come out.
It lives there.
You need the smallest bit of Murray's, and it's so thick. Pascal, am I lying? You sitting there quiet like you ain't never.
Murray's. I know what you're talking about.
I've used Murray's.
Steve said, "I'm gonna pass it down to my kids."
You use Murray's for what? To heat your house? What you doing?
like Murray's, the Murray's can does, like, they don't change it because
it's so old. It got slaves on it.
So old, like it's got a slave on it. It's literally got like shackles and shit.
Hella wildin'.
And everybody's Murray's is right next to the Magic Shave.
Oh man, I used Magic Shave when I was in college. That shit was disgusting.
Oh man, niggas that use Magic Shave, you be like, "Hey, really?" Because I think you just burnt your face off.
You know that period of time when you first starting to grow a beard, you got to experiment to find out what the right shade that works with you.
You experiment with Magic Shave?
Yeah, you try Magic Shave. You're like,
Oh.
God damn, this shit is nasty.
Nigga, that shit's the smell. Because my mom dated a dude that used Magic Shave, and the smell used to scare the shit out of me.
That shit smells like
Wow.
nightmares and bad dreams.
Like my mom did hair, so I know what perm smells like. I know what relaxer smells like, but Magic
Damn,
Shave.
ain't nothing worse smelling than a 3-week-old perm. Jesus.
Oh God.
You want to hear something real funny? To make money when I was a kid, I got clippers, and I used my mom's like hair shit, and I would give niggas, relaxers.
Did you really?
I fade a nigga up and give you a relaxer, nigga.
Oh my God. Oh
Jason
my
was giving
God.
the best curls, man.
I was giving niggas.
Oh, you faded
I
out.
know you got to put the shampoo on next so you don't burn your shit off. Oh yeah. For $20, I would have you right in 1993 to 95.
Unbelievable.
Born Center said
Senior.
Jace is a kitchen beautician.
True.
Real talk. My mom had a dryer chair too. So Cass was like, dude, I can sit in a dryer chair, my nigga. I got you. Back in the days. But thank you guys for hanging out with us on our Black History Month episode where we finally decided we're going to have black people on the show in February.
Yeah.
Every year, I have grand plans, and they tend to fail. But this year, we're seeing them through.
I'm seeing them through.
Kevin Reaver says Jason was charging too low for the privacy premium. The chat from the conservative people to the silly people, I haven't laughed this hard in a long time.
This has been hilarious.
Steve said he had an S curl one summer. What did he say? What does it say? I had an S curl one summer. The curl activator would just run down my face. Steve, I had Pascal. I had bad skin when I was young because I had the curl shit, and then I asked my mom, I was like, "What do I need to do to keep it moist?" And she's like, "You need an activator. You need an activator on your hair." So I saved my money and bought an activator bottle. So I would walk around like
you were like that straight
like the skin, like the skin.
Jeez.
Soul glow. This nigga's out here.
I was like,
let's just unbelievable.
All day, you niggas dry. You niggas tried. Real talk, man. It's a real story. Putting it out there. So Monday, I think it goes up. I think she says behind a paywall now. But I was on with Brianna Joy Gray, Katie Halper, Oli. I don't want to mispronounce her name. Oli. What is it? Can you pronounce her name, Toussaint?
I can't. I will
Pascal, can you pronounce her name?
Oliemi?
It was something else. It's really nice woman. And FD Signifier. And we were doing Brianna's yearly Valentine's dating show. And I might be on call-in with her tomorrow as well. I'm not sure.
Woo!
Oh, word? Okay.
Can I just say, I just need to clear Jason. Jason was not hitting on Brianna Joy Gray. He was not saying anything about them being a potential power couple.
I didn't.
That did not happen.
I did say that to Katie Halper, though.
Okay.
Oh, nice. How did that work out?
I told Katie Halper I just saw You People, and you need to get that going. This Jewish black thing.
Wow.
I did say that on there.
Was she down?
You'll have to watch the show. We're on air now. I said I forgot I was on there and I did say something about another internet person that none of us really care for, but I did say something bad.
Nice.
Ola Emmy, yeah, that was her name. Yeah. Pretty good. I didn't do a Jackson Hinkle. It was actually it was funny. Hopefully you guys will watch it and laugh. I don't know how it's going to get edited. It might get edited like horribly. Who knows? I do have the actual audio from the whole show. So.
Oh, nice.
But I can't put it up because I would have to actually listen to it all. Because we had recorded the off-air conversation as well. I didn't even sneak this. I called someone out really bad. I hope they cut it out. But I don't think Brianna will cut it out because she doesn't like that cat. So
well,
it won't have any negative effects on us.
Well,
but the kid Vosh came up in a conversation. I said something about that.
Fun times.
It was fun times. All right. Well, look, we've been going. This is Finkelstein territory now.
This was really. This is up there. See, I brought you two friends, Tanya and Frenchie.
Mm-hmm.
They both twerked for you.
A word?
Yep. Let's see your friends do that when they come on the show. Teray.
Teray totally texted me on the show. I'm not going to say.
Today?
Yeah.
Teray said too much.
Yeah, he was giving me shit. He was giving me shit for something else because he's always giving me shit for something else.
What did you do now?
Oh no, he was just fucking with me. Like I fuck with him. So remember, everybody, Valentine's Day is coming up. Don't forget to jack your bodies.
Jack your body, move your body. Pascal, you're gonna get dehydrated. You're gonna pass out. Pascal's like, no, I'm hot. Jack your body, move your body.
Dude, I laughed so hard. I called this woman I've been talking to. I called her up after the show, and she's like, "What's?" I was like, I had to explain everything, and she thought I was retarded. God, I couldn't stop laughing. Eat the jackfruit. Oh, and Tuesday I'll be doing the show on location Tuesday because I will be speaking at UC Irvine. Actually, I'll be doing a serious talk about the video essays that I've been putting together here on TIR and the upcoming feature-length video essay that will be done in a few months. And I'm going to go to LA and we're going to look at the final. And then Ben and I have been talking about doing another live show. But we're going to
sounds like an addiction at this point.
I mean, these posters behind me ain't all from shows in Oakland, right?
They're all from Oakland?
I said they're not from shows in Oakland.
Oh, I was about to say.
No, I wish I would have said.
I like that place.
I do. It's a wonderful. I'm really sad. And shout out. There's a woman that was a activist and an anarchist, and I heard some people said some like really horrible things about her, and I really hope her. And I don't know if you guys heard about this. I do want to leave it. This is going to be a somber note. It's kind of been fucking with me. I did not know the woman, but she is friends with people that I'm actually really close to. She had a bakery in Oakland, and it's really sad. She got robbed in her car. They went in her car while she was in her car and to get her purse. And, she fought with the people. Not everybody, you either have a flight or a fight, and hers was fight. And as she was fighting with them, they jump into a getaway car, and she's hanging on trying to get her purse, and they drug her, and her head hit the ground, and she couldn't survive off life support. And she truly believed in prison and police abolition. And her family has asked that, you know, the person, when and if they find them, they're probably going to find them, gets into some sort of recidivism program, and they want restorative justice, people involved with the sentencing. She donated her organs. They're going to help 70 people. It's a sad thing. And it's not the time to use this woman for any of your posturing. It just ain't. It's not the time to the defund the police people. It's not the time to abolitionists. To say, oh, well, if it was a cop, I bet they would have tried to prosecute. Probably not. But it's just not the time. Maybe we shouldn't all be Benjamin Crump and look at these as opportunities for us to boost our profiles. Maybe take a step back, think about how we all want to look at violence realistically. But if you haven't read about it, it's a horrible story. You know, I love Oakland, but it's a sad reality. And on that note, you guys have anything to say?
Yeah, man. Thanks for bumming me out, man. God damn.
Yeah, that was.
Fine shit. Was having a good time. Kill the vibe, man.
Please don't.
No, it's true. Sad story, man. Sad story.
It's a sad story, and I just don't want people to try to use this as some sort of platform to either.
Well, you know these dumb bastards. Still, somebody's gonna say something stupid. Whatever, man.
You know, no one talks about that dude Benjamin Crump. Always, whatever a nigga gets murdered by the cops, that nigga's sitting right there, and it's gross. It's gross. And everyone I know that knows her, I mean, these are like good friends of mine. Now, one person has used it as an opportunity to try to boost themselves because their friend passed away. You know, so be good to each other, as Jerry Springer used to say, of all people. I love you guys. And hopefully I'll have some more news for you on this proposed live thing that me and Ben are planning. It's going to be dope. It's a tour that would involve a lot of little dates and one big show in a small market, actually. So let's go out old school, Pascal. Peace.